Testing one, two, three. Huh. All right. Wait. All right. There we go. All right. That's a lot better. Ooh, boy, boy, boy. I was wondering what is the deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host of Some Random Guy Speaks podcast show. I'm going to start saying that. I'm your host, Tony G, and we are about to get started. So I'm just going to wait for a friend of mine. He's going to be my guest on the show as soon as he shows up. But I hope everyone is doing fine and well. I haven't did a live in some time. I'm a lot better now. Boy, I was doing all that coughing before, right? Remember that? That was beginning to be my trademark. Hold on for one moment. All right, I am back again. So, you know what this topic is going to be regarding? We're going to be talking about, I'm going to have a friend of mine as a guest. He's been on my podcast before, and this is Dwight and things, a very good friend of mine, local in my area. And this is going to be in regards to men's freedom from oppressive, feministic, democratic laws and things. So I know I was mentioning to him how they were going to be changing some things in the in our government and things like that. So we're going to be talking about um, the feministic democratic laws. We're talking about child support. Many of men have been subjected to pay child support. I'm gonna have my friend Dwight. He's gonna explain it, and there's a guy that's actually been leading the charge. I'm gonna say leading the charge, but he always talked about how child support is fraudulent, how they do things and things. So we're going to be talking about him as well. In fact, you're going to hear me. We're going to read some of the things in regards to a guy by the name of Lionel T.J. Tillman, and you can find him on childsupportfraud.com. That's his website. Child support is a fraud. Yeah, childsupportisafraud.com. That's his website. So you guys can pull that up, and he goes into a lot of depth in regards to how the system was rigged from the beginning against men and things. It was never set up to be fair and things. So he goes into a lot more detail. I'm gonna wait on Dwight to come in on the live stream so he can explain. And then we also talk about the video, and then we're going to talk about the executive order that President Donald J. Trump have actually, he signed an executive order in regards to this. So the fact, sheet, right? President Donald J. Trump directs repeal of the regulations that are unlawful under 10% Supreme Court decisions. So we're going to be reading from this as well and things, but this is a memorandum implementing Donald Trump's President Trump's executive order, which is 14219, ensuring unlawful grievance and implementing Donald Trump's Department of Government efficiency. Right, we're going to be talking about this. So this is going to be good news for men that are stuck in that child support type thing. So I'm going to wait on Dwight to come up on here, and I'm going to give the floor to him once he comes on here. I hope everybody is doing fine and well. It's been a long time since I did a live stream. It's been a little while though. I told him we'll just do it and just treat this like a video because haven't really had a lot of the viewership has really gone down tremendously. That's why you see me doing more videos. And I was going to do a video on this, but I said, you know what, we'll just do the live and then we'll just treat it as a video. I said, either way, the information does get out there for people that can check it out in their spare time. So yeah, so other than that, people that are showing up or I haven't, did a live in over 3 weeks, but it seemed like it would have been about longer than that and stuff. So it's good to have my voice back at 100%. I'm happy about that. No more of this coughing interruption. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing fine and well as well. I'm actually doing pretty good myself. Just waiting on him to let me know when he's ready to come in the room. And then therefore I can go ahead. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me do this here. I do not have my wait a moment, my comments turned on. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That's my comments now. So when Dwight comes in here, let me see. I think I text him. Let me see here. I sent him the link. I can do it from my computer too. Let me see here. I'm gonna send him, let him know that I'm on. Let me see here. All right. He said he's gonna invite some of his friends in here as well too. So I said that'll help, you know. But other than that, though, hope everyone is doing fine and well. And things. So yeah, haven't done a live in quite some time, but I've been enjoying doing the videos though too. I can do the videos, pop it up there. As you can see, I bought myself a new computer, which is a little Mac Mini. Man, I got a great deal on it too. I said, you know what, it'd be nice to do a little unboxing. So it's kind of basically my unboxing of the computer. So it seemed to be working pretty good, a lot faster than one I had before. So, which means that I can really start getting into not only live streams, videos, I can process it a lot faster and quicker now, you know. That's what I do too, video editor as well too. Went to school for all that. So I'm no stranger to the mic, the mic and camera and things. So I should be coming in quite good right about now, you know. I was always told if you don't have great audio, people won't listen to you. You know what I mean? So yeah. So other than that, what I was gonna say, get some shouts out, man. I haven't heard from Sherry in a long time, man. You know, I see her in the comments though. I was concerned. I haven't heard from Sherry in a while, but I know everybody got a life. So shout out to Sherry. You know, yes, you got those over on that farm now. You know, can't wait till the weather breaks. You know, you guys are gonna get rich, man. All right. You guys are going to be rich, though. Boy. The local farmer, you guys are about to bang. Y'all going to boom in America now. Now that we're going to have China, we breaking China, you know. We are breaking China, ladies and gentlemen. I want it to go up to 400% tariffs. Oh, yeah, I see, brother. It says Dwight. Let me see. I'm on the channel now. How can I be able to speak? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send you the invite. I'm going to send the invite to Brother Dwight. Let me go ahead. And send him an invite. All right, go ahead and copy that. There we go. Put it up over here. Yep, go ahead. Put that down there. Yep, there we go. There we go, Brother Dwight. Keeping it right with Brother Dwight. There we go. All right, there we go. So yeah, yeah, he should have the invite. And anybody else that want to come in on this stream as well, too. I'm going to put the link down. I'm going to drop the link down right now in the chat section right here. There we go. So anybody can jump in on that. Feel free to come in on that. You know, you can come in on there. You can say what you got to say and things like that. So yeah. Put my ticker up there. Don't be a stranger there, you know. All proceeds would go to a worthy cause, which is myself and things like that. I appreciate it. and things. So let me see here for Dwight. He should be coming in, and then that way, once he comes on, then I'm gonna put him up on stage and stuff like that. So yeah, there it is. Yep. And then I'm working on my podcast show as well too. So you guys have seen like the introduction to my podcast show because I've been uploading the video portion to it, but I'm gonna start labeling them as episodes and things like that. So I ran podcasts before, so I'm not a stranger to the podcast. In fact, I like the podcasts a lot. So, and then once I do it from the podcast, once I get myself a hosting site again, depending on which one I may go with, I used a few of them, and then therefore once I publish it there, then I can actually send it back here to YouTube and things. So we're going to invite Brother Dwight right now. Dwight Owens. There we
Brother
go.
Tone.
Brother Dwight. How you doing, Brother Dwight?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Brother Tone?
I'm doing pretty well, sir. Doing very well. As you can see,
Okay.
the background there, the Matrix. Enter the
Yes.
Matrix. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. How do I sound? Am I
Oh man,
coming
you
in?
sound pretty good.
Okay, great. Yeah, you coming in pretty well as well too.
Good, good. That's what we want.
Yes. There we
Okay,
go.
I'm trying to get myself set up here with this executive order.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh
because I'm gonna have you to pretty much run the show. I also dropped a link down here for anyone else that want to participate on this topic and things. I just want to put my disclaimer out first for those that are visiting. Now, I do got my mods though, and they usually hang around or maybe in the background, but they will pop in and stuff. But for people that may not know the rules, all is welcome. We can have a agreement or disagreement. For those that disagree, I just ask that we just keep it, keep it nice and keep it pleasant. We don't have to get into the name calling and calling somebody a big dummy, and all these insulting names, because I would retaliate and, just having you removed out the room. As long as we can be civil and stuff, and that's all I'm asking, just to be civil. Please be kind to the guest as well and things. If you have any questions to the guest or myself, then you can let me know or let him know. But other than that, I would give the floor to Dwight. Go right ahead.
uh good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? Oh, all right, all right. We're on the podcast Some Random Guy Speaks, and Brother Tone has me on here to talk about the executive order that President Trump just signed and made official this Thursday passed, April 9th, 2025. Okay, this executive order that he has enacted is a modifying reciprocal. Well, no, wait a minute. I got the wrong thing. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get to it right now. Needed a little more time, Brother Tone, but hey, I'll get
Oh
it
yeah,
together.
take your time.
Yeah, I'll get it together. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
get it together here. Amended. No, not that. Not that. Wow, man. I'm on my computer. I mean, I could pull it up on my phone, but I don't know if I'll lose us if I was to try to, go
Oh
to
yeah, I
another
understand.
page. Yeah.
Take your time. Take your
Yeah.
time though. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, let's see. What addressing let's see, nominations and presidential. Let's see, what would that be under presidential actions for sure? No, I'm not modifying reciprocal tariffs. Uh, man, brother Tone, it'll be a hot second. I'll be able to get it.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
Man.
I am not in a rush, man. This is cool for right now. So as soon as
Okay.
you pull that up and things.
Well, why don't you talk to him while I look this up, and then
Yeah, I
I'll
can do
chime
that.
in as soon as I pull it up.
Sure, no problem at all.
All right.
Yep. So while Dwight is looking that up, I'm gonna say to the audience though, or audience, yeah, it's all good. How many Democrats does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Uh,
Oh man, that's just a little jokey joke there. It takes all. Actually, he's gonna take all of them. Little jokey joke, yeah. No, just a little one. Hmm. Yeah, but other than that, though, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we're going to be talking about this topics of men's freedom once again. So, men's freedom from the oppressive, feministic, democratic laws and things. So, this is a thing where men can start celebrating. Because remember, Trump said it before, and I always said this since last year, since I've been doing my lives, that we are going back to the Constitution, the Seventh Amendment, which is one of my favorites, which is against illegal search and seizure, and so forth. I believe this is the one where it says about let me see here, due process and all this other stuff. We have a right to to a speedy court system instead of just being thrown in prison and all this other stuff. So, the Constitution is a very, very beautiful thing. It's something that a lot of other nations do not have. I always said that, so I felt the need of bringing that up again, and how these laws and things that are being drafted and being created pretty much from the uniparty outside of Trump. Now that we have our man in office, we gave him a mandate, and he's been exceeding expectation once again. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. This is something that we wanted. He's been doing an excellent job, and I want the tariffs against China to go up about 400%, because, like I said, our biggest nemesis is China right now. I'm talking about the government, not the people. The people don't have no power. I'm talking about their CCP government over there. They dictator type stuff over there, because they don't innovate anyway. All they do is just take and steal, intellectual properties, and they mass produce it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, he's coming. Like, I lost him for a minute, but yeah, Dwight is coming back. So I put the link down there, and I put the link down there, so I can, yeah, you can just hit the link back when you're ready, Dwight. I know you're trying to compile the information. There we go. Put him back up.
I'm having
All
a
right,
hard
there we go.
time. Hold on. I mean, keep talking.
No problem. No
Yeah.
problem at all.
Um. Wow. I can't. I tried to go do it on my phone, and then you saw the results of that. It just kicked me off.
Yeah, yeah. I figured that's what you tried to do.
Yeah. So shoot.
Hmm.
Man. Do you have it in front of you? Do you have the heading?
This is what I'm gonna do. Hold on for one moment. This is exactly what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna post this link in the comments here. Let me see if that will work.
Let me
Is
see.
that clickable? If you click that link in the comments,
Let me see comments. Let's see. Here in the show, everyone can see and hear you. I'm looking for comments. So there we are. There we are. Let's see.
okay. And then what I'm also gonna do while you're doing that, I'm gonna,
I
I
see
got
it
a,
now. Let's see.
okay. All right, let's go ahead and do this here. We're gonna go ahead and
Show on stage. What does that mean?
nope, not that one. Not that one. Nope. No, not that one. Hold on for a minute. Let's see here. Let's see here. That's executive orders. That's the wrong one.
This
All right, this is what I'm gonna do
is
here. Let's
repeal of
remove from
regulations. That's
stage.
what I need to look up. Repeal of regulations.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I want to share this with the group here as well too. Let me see here. I think this is the one here. Uh, is that the fact sheet here? Yeah, there it is right here. This is what you're looking for right now.
So
So
will I
this
be able
is,
to click on this and it'll pop up?
it should be able to, yeah.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Comes back up, comment, then show on stage. Do I hit show on stage?
Uh, you know what? I already got it to show on stage. I already pulled it up, so you wouldn't need to do that.
I see
You
what
see
you
it?
got. I see what you got.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Go
Hmm.
back to chat. Let's see.
Can you read that? If it's since it's on the stage, I don't know if you can read that or not, but I got it up here on the stage right now.
I see it. Let me see.
I don't think he could able to do that. Hmm. But at any event, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it is right here for the fact sheet that I was reading a little bit from and things. So I'm going to invite him back up on the stage here.
I see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can expand this. Wow, that bad boy is still a little blurry.
Oh, is it? Okay. I
Yeah,
kind of
it's
figured it
small.
was.
It's
This is
small.
okay. Because if I send you this link back to you, it's going to just come to your phone. If I can send it to you through an email too.
Um, let me repealing. Let me type this in on my laptop, and
Go
I'll
right ahead.
yeah repeal. Hold on one
Hmm.
second.
Okay.
Repeal. What is that? Repealing
Hmm.
unlawful regulations. There we are. Repealing unlawful regulations. Okay. Executive order. What
Okay.
the heck? Let's see. Trump to repeal directing. There we are. Let's see. This should be it right here, Brother Tom.
Okay.
Yep. That's it. One second.
All
Oh,
right.
okay. Okay. Now we're in business.
Okay.
Okay. So to begin with, President Trump signed Thursday, this Thursday passed, 2 days ago. He signed an executive order that repeals unlawful regulations. And namely, what I'm speaking about is child support, friend of the court. With the executive order that he signed into law, that executive order takes away the power that friend of the court has to uh, take away people's licenses, take away their passports, put them in jail if they miss payments on their child support case. Um, I don't think that child support is going away, but they don't have the power they used to enforce it by putting you in jail, taking your licenses, etc. So, with that being said, we're going to go down the list here with this executive order that will let you know that it's legit. It's not like what the guy who put out a couple months ago about Trump signed a new law that states that any woman that puts their baby father on child support will not get taxes back, will not be able to get income taxes. That was a hoax. This is not a hoax. This is actually the truth. And you can look it up on Facebook. I mean on Google and find the this executive order that Trump put into play, which is he repealed unlawful regulations. First off, we'll begin with friend of the court. Friend of the court is not a court. They are not. They are not a judicial branch of the government. Friend of the court is an agency, whereas they don't have the law. They don't have the jurisdiction that people think they do. But they were operating unlawfully because the state um, to begin with, Title 4D was funding friend of the court child support. Title 4D is a block grant given by the federal government for the operations that child support friend of the court had. It was not. It was a block grant that did not have any accountability on how it was spent. How that's so, you and I both. You go figure. But anyway, that's another thing with that block grant. Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, they did their research and found that they were siphoning money out of the child support system. Uh, we all know how they do it. They have people, fictitious people that they
Sorry
build.
about that. The wrong one. Sorry about that, Brother Dwight.
That's okay. They have fictitious people that they say are receiving child support. This that money that they derive from the block grant, it goes into an account. And that account is directly tied to one of the higher ups in politics, whereas they use that money to give to the politicians that are on board with them. If you play ball, and first off, it was headed by the Democrats. Now, a couple or a few Republicans had their hands in the cookie jar too. So with that being said, they were getting money at the top of this at the top of the ladder here. People didn't know how they were doing it. Doge exposed it and showed how they're getting the money. It's been cut out. Trump signed an executive order to take away the power that they had to be able to operate unconstitutionally and wreak havoc on our lives. Men, that is. Men now have a men now can rejoice today knowing that they have an executive order that has freed them from this child support prison that the Democrats put us in. So, with that being said, how is it that we're free from this Democratic prison? Okay, I'll read it to you. First off, we'll read the number two on the repealing of the regulations. Number two is West Virginia versus EPA. This is a case, an actual case that occurred back in 2022. This was a premonition to Trump signing an executive order that repealed the unlawful regulations that agencies, all agencies, including child support, friend of the court, they have. Number two reads here. Um, Let me click on it. Shucks. Wow. That's not coming up either. But anyway, um, Brother Tone, I'm at a loss here. Let me see something. West Virginia. What I want
Yeah,
to do
take
is
your
read to
time.
what I
Yeah,
want
go
to do
right
is read
ahead.
what I want to do is read to everybody what it says in this executive order. I'm gonna try to read the small print here. Number two reads West Virginia versus EPA 587 US 697 2022. This was enacted in 2022, an actual case. It says here was a landmark ruling supplying the question doctrine. The principle that an agency cannot claim to discover vast deregulations. Dang, it's real small, Brother Tom. Delegations, vast delegations of power on an important issue in a statutory text that doesn't clearly provide such authority. This is
Okay.
stating this is stating that um, uh, the the agency, which friend of the court is an agency, they are not able to operate the way they were operating, uh, incriminating people, uh, um, uh, judging them, and enacting penalties on them. Penalties such as, once again, taking away your licenses if you don't pay your child support, um, putting you on felony non-support where you have to go to court and pay up to 10,000 or more in monies to get out of that situation. And if you don't pay, if you don't meet the financial criteria, which is pay all that they're asking you to, they would put a felony on your record and or send you to jail for up to a year. Yeah, that's how they were
Yeah,
doing. That's how they do people. They do men like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was
Now,
gonna say, I was gonna be hold that thought for one moment, brother Dwight. I'm gonna
sure.
give a shout out here. We got yeah, Don, I mean sorry, Dan the Corn Man, man. Yeah, good to hear from you again. Dan says, man, I have not heard some of these Supreme Court cases ever. You know, so and then we have here, Right Dog says, on the case. Okay, this is coming from Walter Tran. Yeah, right, dog, on the case. Yeah, so they feeling what you're saying. In other words, but go right ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I just want to,
Oh,
acknowledge the group there a little. I mean, the people in the chat, and welcome you guys, you brothers too, that's coming in, man. Because this is fact. Anybody that's on child support, yeah, we gonna talk. This is a good day. This is some good news. Tell your other buddies and friends, man. You want to chime in on here? I'm gonna give the floor back to Brother Dwight. Keeping it right with Brother Dwight. Go ahead, Brother
okay.
Dwight.
All right. Now, People, please excuse me because this text that I'm reading is very small, so I may get some of this wrong. I hope I don't, but it's so small I can barely make it out, and I got reading glasses on too. So, all right, we're gonna get back to this. We're still on number two of the articles within the repealing of unlawful regulations. Number two, still, which is a case that was with West Virginia. I'm not gonna try to read that. That's too small. Let's see. Getting back to where it states an important issue in a statutory text that doesn't clearly provide such authority, which means, again, the agency friend of the court didn't have authority to enact the penalties and sentences that they enacted on men. So that's what that states right there. That's what that explains right there. And it also states agencies cannot seek to hide elephants in mouse holes. Accordingly, agencies must repeal any regulation promulgated in violation of the major questions doctrines. What that means is that any anyone that went through child support, the child support system, federal court system, and they have been the system levied sentences or child support cases on you where you got to pay every month. They suspended your licenses. They denied you a passport because you had arrears totaling $2,500 or more. That's when the passport is denied. When you have arrears in child support totaling $2,500 or more, they take away your passport. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yes. So now with this new with this executive order that Trump signed into law Thursday, men or people, period, is mostly men though, can now get their they can get their licenses restored. They can have their passports restored or get a new passport. But I would recommend that whoever wants to seek relief from these oppressive laws that child support enacted on people, you seek an attorney and have him guide you through the steps. If you can't afford an attorney, I would suggest that people contact an agency that is very good at helping men and individuals navigate the court system, the front of the court system, and getting the justice that they're seeking. That the name of that place is called Friend of Fathers. The owner is Joe Farley, and his phone number that you can reach him at is 313-983-0043. Again, that's Friend of Fathers.
Let me see
That
here. Hold on for one moment. We'll put that in the chat here.
okay.
That way they help you out a little bit. Friend of fathers. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Okay, fathers. And what's the telephone number?
313
Mm-hmm.
983
Mm-hmm.
0043.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, there we go. And I put that in the chat there, so you guys can be able to check that guy out, check that brother out, and things. If you are, a victim of child support, or know someone that's a victim of child support, you may want to check that out.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that. Dan, yeah, you're like you're having troubles reading this print. The print that I posted up on the stage is very small. I apologize for that. Unfortunately, there's no way I can magnify it. But I can send you the link in the chat again. So I'm gonna put the link down on this particular page here. So therefore, you can actually read it on your own. You can be able to pull it up and stuff. But this is coming. This is official. This is coming from the White House. So let me go ahead and do that for Dan real quick, and I'm sure others may be having troubles reading that, but I'm gonna post it up here. There we go. I'm gonna post that link up in here. You guys should be able to click that link, and it should take you to that actual page where I'm getting this information. And this is what Dwight is reading from and getting information as well. Go ahead. I'm gonna give it back to Dwight.
Okay. I want to correct what I want to make a correction in the phone number that I gave for Friends of Fathers. I'm going to give the address too. It's in Detroit. It's at 19120 Grand River Avenue, Detroit, Michigan 48223. The phone number is correction 313-983-0044. Again, I apologize about the incorrect phone number, but I'm correcting it now. Again, the phone number is 313-983-0044. And Joe Farley is the owner, and he has actually helped me out and helped me gain a lot of knowledge in terms of navigating through the child support system. And anyone that goes to see him will definitely be either educated or get the results you need, because currently the child support system is very tricky, and they almost kind of make up the rules as they go along. I know for a fact because I've been through the system, and man, I tell you, I don't have no love for friend of court. In fact, I wish they could get rid of it, so again, men today starting Thursday, can now rejoice because they can get freedom from this oppressive system underneath this feministic democratic law of friend of the court. And once again, the executive orders that was signed by Trump on Thursday relieve you of uh, the uh, the evils that the friend of the court can exact on men today with their highly unfair practices. Man, they will have you. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I can't say. I would. Man, child support is not good for no man. I'll just say that much. But getting back to what we were talking about, the subject matter here. Uh, I want to go on to number three of the uh, executive order that Trump signed into law Thursday. Number three states here: SEC Jarkessi. I can't read those small letters. Again, forgive me, people. This wording is so small. I can't read fluently like I
All
want
right.
to.
Hold on for one moment, brother Dwight.
Okay,
Like I had a little bit of issue here with my ear pods. Hold on for a minute.
take your time. Give me time
Yeah,
to
because let's see here.
try to
Something
pull this up.
is not hooking up here. Hold on for a minute. Let me all right, we got that. As soon as my ear pods died, then that went down. Let me see here. Input. Okay, that should be right here. I'm having troubles hearing you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop you down and bring you back up. Let me try that here. I'm
Okay,
gonna drop you down, brother Dwight, and then I'm gonna bring you back up and have you repeat what you're just saying here. Hold on for a minute,
okay.
gentlemen. Hold on for one moment, and I'm gonna add you back on the stage. Okay. Hey, Dwight, say something now. Let me see if I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello.
Still cannot hear you. Huh? Can you hear me just fine?
I hear you just fine. Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
All
Hold on a
right.
second. Let me see.
All right. Let me see here. Soon. I can't. It's like all of a sudden though, I can't hear anybody. I can't hear you. Hold on for a minute. Um, hold on for a minute here. Yeah, boy. Let me see. I dropped you down, brought you back up, took myself out as well, brought myself back up. Let me see. Unmute the mic. Let me see here. Stop mic. It's not the mic. It's the audio part. I can't hear anything. Um, okay. Dwight says I can hear you fine. Yeah, you guys can hear me, but when you were on the stage, I can't hear you at all, Dwight. All of a sudden, soon as my ear pods died, that's where everything, all the sound cut off.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on my speaker.
All
Okay,
right.
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. And then I just found online the regulations that are being repealed. I'm gonna read them again because
Okay, hold
some
on,
of my
hold on.
readings. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hold on for one moment. I'm just gonna mention this. Okay, I got my ears back on, everybody. So let me see. I'm gonna read what Dan says. Let me see. Yeah, Dan says it's called the conception. Okay, begins at erection bill. Okay. Conception. Okay. Before that, Dan says, I think the executive order would apply to a bill that's attempting to be passed in Ohio. Have you heard about it? It's a bill that can give fines to men who ejaculate without the intent of having kids. Are you being funny, Dan, or is that serious, man? That's a
I
lot of
heard about that.
Yeah, I heard
I heard
about
about
that.
that, but I don't
I
think
just
it's gonna.
say, I
I
just
don't think
saying,
it's
is
gonna
this?
get.
I,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just say, I just, I just say, I just, I mean, yeah, I know it sounds comical. Are y'all serious? I'm gonna let you
It,
go ahead. Go
that's a
ahead, Dwight.
serious. That's serious. It's a law that they're trying to get passed. They're trying to pass that law, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna have gain any legs to become a law because who's gonna vote for that? Women, yeah, but not men.
Yeah, man, that's man, man, that's comical. I was gonna say too, Dan. Yeah, yes, I understand. I was gonna say, if anybody wants to come up, I dropped the link down. You don't have to be shy. That's if you got your ears on. I know a lot of truck drivers rock with me as well too. So if you guys are driving or out and about, hey, I understand. But if you're chilling at home, you got some time to spare. I dropped the link again. You could come up on the panel. We can have the discussion. It's all good. But yeah, but go right ahead, Dwight. I'm gonna let you read what you got there, and anybody can come in up on the panel and things and say your piece. Go right ahead, brother Dwight.
Okay. Now, before I begin, I want everybody that's listening to smash the like button. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. That helps with his algorithms. That helps with Brother Tone's algorithms and help him to get a favorable listing and showing on YouTube. Yep. So if you can smash the like button, which is the thumbs up button, he and I will be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate
Uh,
it. Thank you so much.
yes, sir. So once again, I'm going to read this over again because that text that I was reading was too small, and I felt uncomfortable reading it. So what we have here is number two once again, West Virginia versus EPA 597 US 697, which was this was a case that happened in 2022. And I hear an echo, Brother Tom.
You probably do because I got you on. You're playing out through my speaker because I'm having troubles hearing you through my headphones for some reason. Here, should
Okay.
be plugged in. You probably may hear a little bit of yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, getting back to the repealing of the unlawful regulation, I'm gonna read number two again, which says that case was a landmark ruling applying the major questions doctrine. An example, the principle that an agency cannot claim to discover vast delegations of power on an important issue in a statutory text that doesn't clearly provide such authority. Again, like I said, the statutory text that doesn't provide such authority is the friend of court system, child support. They don't have authority because they are not authorized to operate as a part of the judicial system. When you go see the magistrate, that is not the judge, and they can't rule out any penalties or judgments or fine you in any case or put you in jail. Now, what the magistrate does is make a recommendation. And if you and the magistrate don't come to an agreement, they make a recommendation to the judge. You go see the judge, and then the judge goes from there. Now, even the judge's is uh is not operating within the judicial statutes because you're supposed to see the judge first, and everything's supposed to begin with the judge and end with the judge, not start with a magistrate acting as a judge in an agency. That's the key right there. The magistrate is acting as a judge in an agency prior to you seeing the judge. Okay, so once again, this violates the statutes of the judicial system. Child support friend of the court was operating as all three. They were operating all three of the branches of government, which is they operated in the executive capacity, they operated in the legislative capacity, and they operated in the judicial capacity. And it's supposed to be a separation of government, and they were illegally acting in all three. So,
So,
with that
with
being
that being
said,
said,
number two, what I just read to you lets you know that all that agencies that accordingly all agencies that did that they must repeal any regulation promulgated in violation of the major questions doctrine. They violated um, the statutes of all three. So with that being said, they got to repeal any regulation that they enacted on any citizens that came under their um, kangaroo courts. Number three, we're reading number three on this repeal of unlawful regulations. Again, this is getting rid of the power that that agencies like child support, friend of the court had, that was putting men in lurches and destroying their lives. Number three reads SEC versus Jarkissi, 603 US 109. This case happened in 2024. It states it held that it violates the Seventh Amendment for agencies to adjudicate common law claims in their in house courts. That right there lets you know, it tells you this right here tells you that this executive order uh, is letting us, agencies like Friend of the Court, letting them know that they are violating the Seventh Amendment for trying to act like a court, which states that they were adjudicating common law claims in their in-house courts. In fact, plainly simple, they were kangaroo courts because they did what they wanted to do. So it goes on to read and says, agencies accordingly must repeal any regulation authorizing enforcement proceedings that enable the agency's courts to impose judgments or penalties that can only be obtained via jury trial in Article 3 courts. This is letting you know that all rulings uh, that they enacted upon people and had them paying child support, had them giving them felonies, taking their licenses, passports, all rulings that they uh, passed on to people were illegal. And they must repeal any regulation that they tried to enforce upon people. They got to. This is what has to happen. Number one, they were acting as though uh, uh, they were acting as though they were a legitimate court, which all courts in the United States, they afford you the right to have a trial by jury. Friend of the court don't do that. You don't have jury trials in front of the court. They are the ones who decide whether or not the judges and magistrate decide whether or not you are guilty or not guilty. That's against the law here in America. You have to be offered a trial by jury. And that's why this states here that uh, on this repealing of the unlawful regulation that agencies accordingly must repeal any regulation authorizing enforcement proceedings that enable the agency's courts, that's friend of the court and all them, that's their courts, to impose judgments or penalties. The key words is that they were imposing judgments and penalties on citizens that can only be obtained via jury trial. The only way you can impose judgments and penalties on a citizen in court if you have a jury trial. Once again, friend of the court didn't offer that. They were the judge, the jury, and the executioner. So, with that being said, this is the information that men need to know that they can use to go down and have their cases dismissed. It's here in plain. You can look it up on online. You can look up repealing the unlawful regulations uh, um, that Trump signed Thursday. Repealing unlawful regulations, the executive order that President Trump signed on Thursday. I'm going to go on to number 4 to give you even more ammunition for your fight against child support. Number 4 states here there was a case, Michigan versus EPA 576 US 743 in 2015. It held that it violates the Administrative Procedure Act for an agency, which child support friendly court falls under. They are an agency, they are not a court system. For an agency to promulgate regulations without properly considering the cost as well as the benefits. Okay, the cost as well as the benefits. Child support made the laws up according to what they wanted, not what the Supreme Court and the judicial system of America, how they have things going. Child support made up their own laws, their own rules. And this is what this is stating that uh, they violated the administrative procedure. The Administrative Procedure Act, the agency violated by promulgating regulations without properly considering the cost as well as the benefits. So yeah, they would assess a cost to you what you got to pay per month, but there were no benefits for the man, none at all. He had no uh, recourses for whether or not he's innocent or not. They a man going child support court, automatically he's guilty. You were guilty before innocent, and they have their way with you when you go in there. I know for a fact because I've been through the system. So this executive order is taking the legs out from under child support where they can't operate like they used to. They can't uh, cause misery and pain to men anymore. With this being said, any man that wants to that wants to be free from this oppressive system need to talk to an attorney or friends of fathers and get help to navigate through this system and get your cases dismissed. Get your passport reinstated. Get your license reinstated. It's just that simple. It sounds too good to be true, but all you gotta do is read for yourself. Read it for yourself. And reading is power, as they say. You read this, once you read it, you'll know. Secondly, get you an attorney or go see Friends of Fathers down on 19120 Grand River. If you're in the Detroit area, go see Friends of Fathers. 19120 Grand River, phone number 313-983-0044. This is this is helping men out today, and this is nationwide. It's not just relegated to Michigan. It's available to all men and women nationwide that are being oppressed by this system. So this is a great day in America for all people that are being dragged over the coals by the friend of the court system people. I done talk so much. I'm gonna let Brother Tone take it away. Go ahead, Brother Tone.
It's all good, brother Dwight. I appreciate that. Got another. I'm gonna get Dan, the corn man, on, man. This be an interesting treat. All right, there you go, Dan. Yep. So Dan, meet brother Dwight. Dwight, meet Dan, the
How,
corn man.
how you doing, Dan?
How are you, sir?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
You have some questions for me? Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now I
Oh,
can.
oh, okay. Um, no, I was trying to get in a while ago, but I got locked out of my account and I had to get in there, so I missed a good chunk of what you guys were saying. Um, shoot. Um, I was gonna bring up that. I was going to ask about this bill. Let me bring it up again real quick so that way I make sure I have all my stuff in order.
When you say bill, you're speaking about the repealing of the unlawful regulations.
Yes, the unlawful regulations.
Okay.
Let's see. So, blah, 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 blah. There was a thing in here I was gonna ask about, and I forgot what it was. Um.
Take your time, man. I do it too. So you get those the fog in your brain, and I can't remember what I was talking about or what I wanted to ask. Take your time.
Okay. So I was going. So what I was going to ask is, I was reading these cases up and down. Um, I don't see one in particular, at least that I can see on here, that we're talking about that contributes to the topic of the video, which says men's freedoms from oppressive feministic democratic laws. Which one are we talking about specifically? Because I'm forgetting.
Well, I'm reading what they have here on the executive order. Uh,
Oh, okay.
this is what they have here, and it doesn't explain or give in detail about the case. It just gives the case name: West Virginia versus EPA, 597 US 697, which happened in 2022.
Um,
That's as
I,
far as it goes with me. That's what I have.
right. What I was going to say, Dan, is that if you were to look at the White House .gov fact sheet, and then you'll see this is where this is actually coming from, the source.
Yeah, I see the fact sheet. I'm on the
Uh-huh.
fact sheet for the executive order right
Oh,
now.
it's Executive Order 14219, I do believe. That was the memorandum implemented by Trump. Executive Order. You can Google that too, but yeah, that's the Executive Order
Okay.
14219. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sorry I'm not able to give you more information about what you were looking for. My main reason for being on here is to educate the people, educate men. I'm a great advocate. I'm an advocate for men and men's rights. I'm for the empowering of men, and I'm for the fairness of men. To the point that I don't think nobody can match my energy. But anyway, my main reason for being on here, like I said, was to educate men to be able to uh, be free from this oppressive system. And I want to quote it like the heading is on the YouTube channel that Brother Tone has. This oppressive, feministic, democratic system. Now, that's not in any way meant to offend anybody who's a Democrat, but it's to let you know the source and why it is so. The source is coming from uh, feminists and Democrats. Uh, Republicans are a little bit more for the men, and this is why they are getting rid of this. I'm going to let everybody know a little something that I've told a few close friends, and if my friends are on air listening at me, they know I've said this before. Trump is getting rid of three things that give these feminists and women power that they use to make men's lives miserable. He's gotten rid of one, and he's just gotten rid of the second one. I used to say in the past that Trump was going to put the nail in the coffin of feministic power, starting with abortions. Then he was going to move to the Violence Against Women Act. And then he was going to move to child support. Now, let me explain why he moved to child support second instead of third. Violence of Women Act is an act that Joe Biden signed, had President Clinton um, bring into law this act back in 1994. In fact, he brought it into he got this law made up after OJ supposedly killed his wife, Nicole Brown. So Joe Biden he conjured up this law then. He twisted President Clinton's arm got him to pass it, in which President Clinton had his own bill, but Joe Biden he twisted his arm, made him pass it. Now we have the Violence Against Women Act, which is unconstitutional. Why is it unconstitutional? Because it favors one person over the other in terms of what actions they're going to take and what actions they're not going to take. With the Violence Against Women Act, if a woman calls in and says she's been abused, whether she has proof or not, they arrest the man. The man can't do that with the woman. That's why it's unconstitutional. It favors one over the other. Now, if it was like that with both, that's not fair. Either way it goes is not fair. I feel you should have proof of this, that something has happened to you, and instead of just taking your word. So that's why it's unconstitutional, because it's unfair to men, especially only men.
Right. Yeah. And that's
So
the thing. That's the thing about it too, not to interrupt, but this is why the Constitution, as we all know, is so important, because we're talking about the Sixth Amendment, the Seventh Amendment, you
mhm.
know, and things like that. But go right ahead, Brother Dwight.
So with that, like I was saying, he's putting a death knell in the three powers that women and feminists have to be able to bring this country back to the way it's supposed to be ran. Uh, in order to have a society that functions properly, you must have a logical mindset, making laws and enforcing the laws. If you bring in a mindset that's not logical, then you create chaos and confusion, and all kinds of things happen. We know men are logical. You have to pick the right man to put him in office to bring about these logical happenings that you want to have, that you want to affect in your country. You got to pick logical men that will do the job and bring about good logical uh, results for the country. Woman is not logical. A woman is emotional. She was created for one purpose, and that was to assist a man with the abilities that was given to her by God, which are emotions, nurturing, and the likes. So it doesn't make sense to put someone who is not built for the job to lead in the uh, in the position of making decisions, uh, making logical choices, and all that good stuff. Women are not good at that because they weren't designed for that. That's not a strike against them. They just were not designed to do that. But this country has a perverted, uh, uh, some type of perverted. They get some type of perverted pleasure out of putting women in places that they're not supposed to be. Which, when you do that, they act out of their natural spectrum, and they malfunction. You don't put women in places, or you don't put men in places that they're not created to, perform in. If you put a woman in that place, she's gonna make mistakes. That's a setup. You don't do that. But this country, for some reason, love the fact of putting women in positions that they shouldn't be in. And then from that, we get all kinds of problems. So, getting back to what I was talking about regarding the three positions of power that Trump was getting rid of, so that this country can run
Hey,
better than
Brother
what it's
Dwight,
been.
Brother
Go ahead.
Dwight, hold on for one moment. Hey, Dan, I know you lost the connection, and I see you back in the room. I put the invite link back down. You can go and click it and come back up on the stage and things. So go ahead and click that invite link, and that way I add you back up on the stage and things. So yeah, Dan the corn man, yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
I believe Dan is out of Ohio too. I do believe
Are you
neighboring
back?
to us.
Are you
But
back with us, Dan?
I'm waiting on him to come back on
Oh,
stage.
okay.
He hasn't popped up yet, but he says, "Sorry, fellas, my thing keeps reconnecting and disconnecting." I understand that.
Yeah. And while we're got this little
Mm,
pause, I want everybody on to hit the like buttons. Please hit the like buttons to help support Brother Tone.
I
Smash the like
appreciate it.
buttons.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Okay, and anybody that feels that this podcast has given them some insight into helping out their decisions on whether or not they have a person. I mean, not a person. They have some. Shucks, man. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. But anyway, anybody that feels that this podcast has helped them understand that they do have a way out of getting out of this oppressive system, please visit Tone's Cash App at Some Random Guy Speaks and donate whatever you feel. Whatever you feel you want to donate. If you feel this podcast has given you uh, some education to help you navigate this system of child support and giving you hope. This is giving you hope. If you feel like it's giving you hope and education to help navigate this oppressive child support system, please, if you feel free, visit Tone's Cash App, Some Random Guy, and donate how you feel.
I appreciate it, Walter. Walter Tran says, "Good show." Yeah, I appreciate you, Walter. Yeah, this is Dwight speaking. Dwight Owens, kind of putting me in on game, regards to what has been going on. So I appreciate you, man. Anybody, and I appreciate the subscribe too, Walter. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. You
That's
could
my
come
man
up.
right there.
Yeah, yeah, Walter. Oh yeah, and
That's my man.
yeah, and feel free too if you want to come up here and things. You can, in fact, let me see here. Is that the right? Yeah, that's the right stream right there. Yeah. So if you want to come up here and speak your piece or say hello or anything, yeah, that's my dog. Yeah, that's your dog. Yep. Okay, cool. Hey, Walt, man, I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you, brother. Friend of the Whites is a brother, a friend of mine. There we go. Yeah. So I hit the link there. You don't have to come up unless you want to. But yes, sir, back to you 100%. Yeah, 100, But go ahead, brother Dwight.
Okay, I want to make a correction on that. Cash App is dollar sign Some Random Guy Speaks. If you feel like you want to bless this podcast with a little donation, whatever you desire, from the smallest to the biggest, is totally up to you. Uh, Brother Tom would be greatly appreciated.
I
Again, that
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
yes. A- Again, that Cash App reads dollar sign Some Random Guy Speaks. Getting back to what I was saying. Okay, so Trump is putting a death knell into the feministic power structure. Okay, I said he was going to get rid of first abortion, which he has effectively, and they're continuing to uh, take the legs out from under that, so it will have no power whatsoever. Because it is wrong to kill unborn babies. I don't care if it's in the woman's body or the man's body. It's which man can't have babies, but that was just an expression to say that is wrong. Period. I don't care who says they have. It's their body, it's their choice. Is the choice that you are making? Is the choice you are making is affecting a person who's in your body that is not even here to make decisions. That's wrong in itself. I don't see how anyone can think that it's okay to just kill a baby that is yours and now you're free of that problem. No, your problems have just begun because now, if you have a conscience, you got to think about, I just killed my child. That's not good. Okay. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna let you go in and do that. I'm gonna go ahead. Wait, somebody's at the door. I think it's but in any event, go ahead. You got the floor, brother Dwight. Go ahead and do your thing, and I'll come back on here, man. Just give me
Okay.
a minute. Go right ahead. You good?
Okay. Getting back to that, he is dismantling the feminist power, with dismantling the three legs of power that they were so excited about having, which is abortion, Violence Against Women Act, and child support. Now, I spoke to my friends in the past, 2, 3 years, 4, 5 years ago, about how Trump was going to get rid of this when he was in office last time, and I stated the steps in which he was going to go through. He was going to first get rid of abortion. Second, he was going to get rid of uh, Violence Against Women Act. Third, he was going to get rid of child support. When I stated this, he was in office the first time. He couldn't get. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead, brother Dwight. I got you back on stage. Look like you dropped, but you back on stage.
It was me. My hands it's touching the screen. Man, my fingers were touching the screen. I gotta be careful of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, what was the last thing you heard me say?
Oh man. Let me see here. Ooh. Yeah, I know you were talking about something about you may have to repeat it again.
Okay. Well, anyway, Trump's getting rid of the three legs of power for feminists, and Democrats. Well, Democratic feminists. Which is abortion, Violence Against Women Act, and child support. I spoke with my friends years ago about how he was going to do it. I was talking about it when he was in office last. I said he was going to first get rid of abortions. Second, he was going to get rid of Violence Against Women Act. Third, he was going to get rid of child support. Now he's made it unlawful for abortions to occur. He's given the power to the states. But even with that being said, they're driving the narrative to take it away completely with the things that they're doing. I can't say exactly what they're doing right now, but I do know they are doing it. But long story short, it's going to happen. Second, Violence Against Women Act. In order to get rid of Violence Against Women Act, the Violence Against Women Act is a proposal that was put forth that you have to vote every 6 years to either keep it continuing or to discontinue it. When Trump was in office the first time, the Republicans tried to get rid of it, but they didn't have the numbers and they didn't have the control of the House and the Senate back then. Excuse me. Now they have control of the House and the Senate. So the 6 years for it to be voted on again is coming up real soon, either this year, next year, or the year after. They're going to have to vote on that again. Now that the Republicans are in office, you already know what's going to happen to that. They're going to get rid of it. That's going to be the second or third leg of the feminist power that he'll be taking out so that they won't have power anymore. Well, their power will be greatly reduced. Uh, Now, the Violence Against Women Act is not going to be second because that, in order for them to get rid of it, the time is not now, but the time is now that he signed the executive order that repeals unlawful regulations. So the child support came second, as opposed to the Violence Against Women Act came second. Child support, he didn't directly attack child support. So if you look up, seeing if Trump got rid of child support, you won't see that. What he did do was take the power away from child support to be able to act, to enforce their unfair policies and the laws and stuff. He took the power away from them by making it unlawful for them to enforce what they've been enforcing, because they're an agency. They're not a court. They're not part of the judicial system. They are an agency. So with that being said, they can't operate as a court. They can't go about imposing sentences, penalties, and fees on people because it's unlawful. Trump just signed the executive order that made it completely unlawful for them to do that. And now men everywhere that has been oppressed by this system need to go and see men in America, all 50 states in America have access to having their child support dismissed and reinstatement of their licenses, passports, and whatever else they took. They have access to be able to get that done under this executive order that Trump just signed Thursday. In the Detroit area, anyone who is looking for help can either find an attorney to get them to help them dismiss their child support case, or reinstate their passport, reinstate their licenses, or they can look to an agency that I know of, headed by Joe Farley, called Friends of Fathers. And again, that address is 19120 Grand River. Phone number 313-983-0044. These people, the Friends of Fathers, are great at assisting fathers navigating through the child support system to try and get the results you're looking for. I say try because the child support system is very tricky and they make up the rules as they go along. So, and if you don't know the right legal jargon, they will have you twisted and miserable up in there. That's for sure. So once again, Friends of Fathers is a great advocate for men, and they do get very good results often. I've went through them myself. So I gave you the information. Go down and see them. Joe Farley is the owner. Joe Farley is the owner of Friends of Fathers. And you will, if you don't get the results you're looking for, you will be at least educated, knowing what you can get done. But in today's world, since the executive orders are in place, you won't have no problem getting the results you're looking for, because the way child support in front of the court has been operating is totally illegal. And they, like the executive order says, they must repeal any penalties and sentences that they imposed upon the people. They must. Now, from the way I see it, they have to do it automatically, but I wouldn't trust them, because that's a money-making business. And they're going to drag their feet as long as they can to get as much money as they can before they have to stop the process that they got going on. Now, once again, I don't think child support is going to stop doing what they're doing. They're going to impose financial burdens on people, saying you got to pay every month, but it's not going to be enforceable. They can't put you in jail anymore. They can't take away your license. They can't take away your passport. If you do it, you're doing it out of the fact that you don't mind doing it, or you consent to it to do it, because there won't be any enforcing of it. It's illegal for them to do so. Again, I don't think child support is going away, but they won't have the power that they used to have to make you pay. So with that being said, it'll be up to men to want to pay child support if they want to. This is how I feel about child support. I think joint custody should be given to both parents immediately when the child is born. If it's the father's child, first off, there should be mandatory DNA tests to determine paternityship, because these women nowadays are lying left and right and getting men caught up with child support just so that they can have a nice life with a check coming in every month. They lie to get that child support check every month. Some of them do. So to protect men, which the government should do more, they should acknowledge more that men need to be protected as well as women. To protect men, they need to have mandatory DNA testing for every man and woman if the woman is saying this man is the father. So that's the way I feel about that. And then if he is the father, automatically joint custody should be given to both, unless one is unfit. And usually the statistics show it's the woman despite what everybody thinks and hear on the streets, statistics show. You can Google it yourself. The worst place for the child to be is with a single mother. The best place for a child to be is with a father and mother. And if a child is with a single father, he fares almost as well with a single father, like he would almost as well as he would with a father and mother, which means the father is a better place for the child to be than the mother. Again, a lot of people don't believe that. You can't get them to see that and say that it's true, but the statistics prove it. Statistics prove it. All you gotta do is Google uh, who is a child, who does the child fare better under as a single parent, father or mother, and people will be surprised. So yeah, the child fares better with us in terms of single parents. Child fares better with the father. So yeah, today is a great day for men in America. Guys, seek professional counsel and go get your child support dismissed, get your licenses reinstated, get your passports reinstated, because we are now free from the shackles that friend of the court child support had placed on men. We are free from that now. I urge all men everywhere that can hear this, that hear my voice speaking, and those who hear my voice speaking, tell other men, help other men to gain the freedom that you know about, so that we can all feel better about having children. You'll be able to raise your child without the woman. Well, you're still gonna until it sinks in, until this system, until it's recognized fully in the nation and it sinks in. You're still gonna have women that withhold the children from the men. So now they need to bring in a law that will penalize women for doing that. And if some men are doing it, penalize them too. Just need to We need to make it fair across the board. So, my time is about up with that, and I specifically got on here to help the men know that they have a, a ray of hope with this child support system being dismantled, being having the power stripped from it that it used to have to put men in misery and bondage with the child support system the way that it was prior to. Men, you are free now. Please go to court and get yourself together, whether you get your child support dismissed, things that were taken from you reinstated. Please, man, take advantage of this, because if you do nothing, child support ain't gonna do nothing either for a while, until uh, maybe Trump and Doge look at them again and say, you need to go ahead and get busy with repealing this stuff. They're gonna let it go on as long as they can. Take the initiative and go out and get yourself free from this system, men. And the women too. It's some women that's oppressed by this system. Anyone that's oppressed by this system, go out there and get yourself free from this system. That's all I got to say right now, Brother Tone. If you want to go into questions and answers with me and anyone else, I'm more than happy to participate.
It's all good though, man. You putting men on game, for sure and stuff. And then I'm just gonna um point out what you mentioned about because I have heard those statistics, about children fare better with divorced dads. Factors besides income were benefit to fathers for sure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and things like that. So that's something that I believe that a lot of us as men have heard those statistics before, and I guess the question would be why? Because again, men are always seem to be a little bit more established, like you said about fairness. We also talk about being a leader of the household, and when it come down to strong discipline, men do seem to fare better than women when it come down to those aspects and many more regards to it. But these are the things that the stuff that you pointed out today. Reading from the executive orders coming from President Donald J. Trump and things, and why is freedom, why is men's freedom, and why we should be celebrating. In fact, we got to get that applause button over here because yeah, that's exactly what it is. Implementing the laws from recent Supreme Court decisions and stuff, though. So yeah, I would like to have seen a little bit more participation than what we got right now, but I'm happy to get what we have gotten, because like I said, the viewership has not been great these days. It could have a lot to do with nicer weather too.
Oh yeah,
Uh, and that has a lot to do with it. Before we used to have, my numbers used to be great because we had poor weather. More people were indoors,
right.
than right now. So that's what I'm blaming it on.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's all good. Hmm.
I would like to say, after hearing what I spoke to today with men about, I would like men to go out nationwide. If whoever heard this, go out and have a drink and toast and celebrate your oncoming freedom, because you are now free. You just need to go through the motions. Hire an attorney if you're outside of Detroit, the Detroit area, or go to Friends of Fathers if you're in the Detroit area, and have them help you navigate the system to get free from paying child support and whatever been taken away from you, reinstated. Friends of Fathers will be cheaper than an attorney, way cheaper. But an attorney will get you the results you're looking for, but you're going to pay. Friends of Fathers will get you the results you're looking for, and the payments you'll make is much less than having an attorney. That's why I hype up Friends of Fathers, because they do an excellent job. In fact, they've helped me out too.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. That's the thing about it. So once again, Dwight is putting men on game, whether you owe child support or don't owe child support or never been in the system. It's still good information to know, because as we already have experienced, some of men have experienced full hand of what it's like to pretty much lose it all to the fictitious court system because again it's unconstitutional.
Yes, it is.
The Seventh Amendment, right? We would have bring that one up right there.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
exactly.
if I can interject real quick, let me interrupt respectfully, brother Tom. I forgot to let people know, if your child has aged out, which means they turned 18 and they are not your child support is not accruing anymore after they turn 18, and you have arrears, you can still go down and have those arrears. Uh, well, they may not get rid of them, but they won't be enforced, and they will have to give back your licenses and or child support. I mean, not child passport. If they taken your away your passport and and they took your license, then you can go get all that reinstated. Me myself, I'm under the auspices, the leg of where I have arrears, and I couldn't get my passport. Now I'm able to go get my passport. Um, Look out, other nations. Here I come, because a wife will be had in another country, not this one. And I urge all men: do not get no wives here. You will be miserable. Trust me. Go ahead, brother
Right.
Tom.
Okay. Thank you. No problem at all. Yeah. So, and then talking about, for people that have listened to my live streams in the past, I always hammered about the Constitution, 27 amendments, and how it's our responsibility as Americans to know the constitutions. You ain't got to know all of them by heart. I know quite a few of them, but you ain't got to know them by heart. But I simply just say, do a quick Google search, download this, and know these amendments and things. So the 17th Amendment, it just clearly state like this: it just protect the rights for citizens to have a jury trial in federal court with a civil case or cases where the claim to exceed a certain dollar amount. I believe it can't be no more. I believe it has to be at least about minimum of $20 or something like that. But at any event, yeah, this is the 17th Amendment, ladies and gentlemen. The 16th, I mean, the Sixth Amendment which clearly states that we have, we are protected from illegal search and seizure. They have to have a warrant, right? So this is another thing. If we know what the Fifth Amendment means, it means plead the fifth. I don't have to speak. I refuse to not say anything under the Fifth Amendment. You can plead the fifth for the case of anything that may incriminate you. You have that right as an American citizen, right? Right. So therefore, and that's the Fifth Amendment, right? So we have these amendments that are designed. Let's see, what's this? The Sixth Amendment or the Fourth Amendment? I'm sorry, I read it wrong. The Fourth Amendment protects us from illegal search and seizure. That's it. Now, that's basically what it is. The Fifth Amendment, it means plead the fifth and so forth. But like I said, we're supposed to know these amendments, ladies and gentlemen, and things. And this is how the Democrats and the uniparties have been governing over us, really ruling us, because they have been doing a great job of dumb down in the masses of the Americans for over 60 years. This is why we in this space right now, where they're pretty much have enriched themselves off of taxpayers' dollars, and they use these type of things. What sounded good, yeah, going after deadbeat dads and all this. I remember this stuff started coming into play around the 70s, 80s. The 80s, they had talk shows about this stuff, You name the show, Ricky Lake, Rolanda, and all the rest of these silly TV shows, Jerry Springer, right? Sarah,
Damn.
are you all right? You all right, Dwight? Hello, Dwight. You all right? I heard something. Sally Jesse Raphael is another one. I guess he'll come back on. So yeah, so these talk shows, a lot of them had these child support situations on here, and things. So they were basically, the shows just kind of push more of the propaganda. You start hearing about deadbeat dads and all this other type of stuff. They went after the men in these fictitious courts words that were not sanctioned under the Constitution. We're talking about federally. This is why we in this situation now. But yeah, Dwight done a very great job of reading some of these fact sheets of President Donald J. Trump's direct repeal of the regulations that are unlawful under the 10 under 10 reasons under 10 recent Supreme Court decisions is what I'm trying to say. I think we lost Dwight, but he'll come back on and things. So yeah, so that's basically what it is, though. So yeah, we're just talking about that, ladies and gentlemen, and basically going from there. If he comes back on or not, I appreciate you guys for coming on. I'd like to give a shout out to Dan, the Core Man. I'd like to give a shout out to Walter Tran and things for subscribing. Thank you so much. And anyone else that came in today to check out this live and things. I'd like to see more men participation for topics like this, because this right here is very, very important. And when this stuff, as we start moving back towards the Constitution, it's going to get better and better and better, where these phony kangaroo court systems can't railroad men like they used to, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this stuff is totally unconstitutional. And we already know that the Democrats, the way that they've been behaving, the Uniparty with the Rhino Republicans, they do not like the Constitution. They hate freedom, they hate liberty, and they hate the pursuit of happiness. It only applies to them, not to us, so they think. But we finally have a president that is in the White House that is doing for the people. The mandate that we gave Donald Trump, this is what he ran on, and this is what his accomplishments, once again, ladies and gentlemen, which I could put up here in this room to share it, because again, this is important. It's important of the things that he ran on and things. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing right here. Help his accomplishments. So yeah, so we are seeing, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing of Trump's accomplishments and things like that. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, so other than that, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and on, and I may just go ahead and end the live, because I don't see any more participation right now. And yeah, I really would like to have saw more participation, but I know it's a great day outside and people are going to enjoy it, which I'm going to get out there very soon. But yeah, I just want you guys to oh yeah, today is my birthday too. For those that don't know, that's okay. You know, just a simple oh happy birthday, man. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that so much. So yeah, but other than that, I'm gonna enjoy my day, which is today is my day. I'm gonna make this today and tomorrow gonna be my day. I don't know about you, but that's I usually celebrate my birthday over the weekend because it ain't over with yet. It's just beginning. But I just wanted to point that out to you, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to the fact sheet that I'm showing right now. And let me see it. Let me go ahead and add Brother Dwight back up on the stage here. All right, Brother Dwight, there you go. Yeah, all
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay, let me turn.
I got
Yeah, you see
my
me right
phone
now?
died, man.
Okay, it's all good. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, yeah, my
Mm-hmm.
phone died, man.
Yep, it's
I took
all
my
good.
cam off. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yep, it's
yeah, man.
all
I
good though,
apologize.
man. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you know
Yeah,
what? I said I wanted to do this too, because you know, with me, I like to always give them that work, man. And what better way to give them that work other than to put on my, you know, this is the one of the main things that I like. Let me see here. There we go. There we go.
okay.
That's a lot better. There we go. That's better.
Hey,
No, I
brother
could get me
Tone,
something. Yep, there we go. Yep. See, yeah, there we go. Brother Dwight, see it now, right?
can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Very well, and I see you too. You operating with the MAGA hat on. There you go.
Yeah, I put the MAGA cap on today, man. I said I wasn't wearing it,
Okay,
but I said but there it is right here, man.
it's
Got
looking
the
good too.
oh, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I got the MAGA cap going on and things, and now everybody can basically see me.
I see. I see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to throw one other thing in there.
Okay.
I uh I said it earlier. I forgot to mention in my speech, but I did say it again. I said it prior to now. Forgot to mention it in my when I was speaking. Um, those are men who have arrears. That's 2,500 and over, and they've taken away your passport or license or both. You can get that reinstated due to the executive order that President Trump signed Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, don't think this is like something that may be true or it may not be true. It is actually true. Go in with confidence and speak with an attorney to get your child support dismissed. If you have arrears, get your passport. Now you may not be. I don't think this. They would have to. Child support have to get rid of the amounts that you owe, but I believe you would have to prove, which won't be hard, that this was done illegally. Also, with that, there I have to research further, but I know in some cases people have sued child support for imposing child support on them, and they sued and got the amount is set, I believe, that they were telling me. Once again, I have to check into it. Don't take this as I know what I'm talking about because I don't know all the details. But once I do, I'll get back on here with Brother Tony if he'll have me on here and
I will.
explain the details of how a person can sue child support and get their money back plus $2 million, the money that they've paid into it. So I don't know the full ramifications of that. So don't take this as though, hey, he know what he's talking about. I got to research a little bit more, and when I do get the information, I will come back on and impart this knowledge to everyone that is within earshot of Tone's podcast. So again, you got arrears. You can go have that. You can go get that taken care of, where you can get your passport or licenses again. Excuse me. And if you have child support an active case, you can go get that dismissed. So hey man, it's a beautiful day. And I ain't gonna talk too long. I'm gonna let Brother Tone. This is his show, not mine, y'all.
No, no, it's
Go
all
ahead.
good. I said I was going to go ahead and give you the floor on this because this is a topic. I know some things of it, but this is a topic, and like I said, you are a victim of it, like most men are, in things of this scam that has been going on. But
Oh yeah, it's a scam for sure.
right, exactly. And then in Michigan alone, where wages are garnished for starters,
Mhm.
non-paying of parents' tax refund may be garnished. We're also talking about court maybe place a lien on non-pay for parents' personal or real estate property. What else can they do? Non-paying parent for a driver license may be suspended. We talking about non-payment of parents' professional license may be suspended, and also the last one of what you said earlier, Brother Dwight, a non-payment parent for we talking about the passport may be denied or even revoked. Parents that's owe more than $2,500. So these are the things that they have, and every state is a little different. But we're talking about the state of Michigan. This applies to the state of Michigan, ladies and gentlemen, and things. So, in this situation, you may want to consult with a local attorney in Michigan and things in regards to something like this, because without having proper representation in things where you can actually know your rights and things that stuff like that. So, um, what I would recommend is that if you can find an attorney, if you can afford an attorney, let's start with that. And I believe there should be some attorneys out there where you can actually get some type of consultation. Usually most of these attorneys, they usually have free consultation where you can actually speak and meet with a lawyer and things like that. Because like we all citizens of America, we do have rights and stuff. So don't be afraid and things, but you want to check that out. But other than that, though, brother, the white man, you did very, very good and very, very well, talking about this particular topic. And I would like to have seen more participation. But like I said, the weather outside is what could be a major contributing factor.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice out there. And if you don't mind, I like to interject this tidbit. When you said seek an attorney, I would say seek an attorney. But if you're in the Detroit area, look up Friends of Fathers.
There you go.
Friends,
Yeah,
Friends of
thank you.
Fathers is a much cheaper alternative, and they'll get you the same results. But with that, they have you go in yourself. Now, what I've read and what I understood is that once you hire an attorney, then the court's got you, and the
Right.
attorney is now. I've had experiences on hiring attorneys too, and I went in myself after knowing what Friends of Fathers taught me. I had more power going in by myself as opposed to the attorney. To me, all I did was pay the two attorneys. I had a couple attorneys. All I did was pay them to look like I was somebody. I wasn't nobody. They did me worse with the attorneys than they did me representing myself.
Right.
So I read it. I read recently, maybe a few months ago, that once you bring an attorney in there, then you're not going to have a leg up on them. In fact, the only thing he does is he's able to interpret the language better, but the results are not going to be better with an attorney. You'll get better results going in by yourself. Me, myself, take it from me, I have experience. You going in knowing what you need to say and do, you'll have more power and you'll get things done your way more so than if you had an attorney. But then again, due to Donald Trump taking the power away from child support, you won't have a whole lot of uh,
Resistance.
well, you'll have maybe you won't, but you won't be bombarded by their unfair practices in sentencing and imposing penalties on you. You can get out of that knowing that this executive order that Trump signed Thursday, it strips them of that power. So you can go in there confidently and get the results you're looking for.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sounds really, really good.
Yes, yes, it does.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, men all over America rejoice because the day has come where you can be free from child support, and this is something I dreamed of because as a man I was getting raked across the coals with in my proceedings with child support, and I was doing well. I was trying to get joint custody with my son and everything. The mother lied on me and everything. Uh, all my friends, Tone, prior to me knowing you, saw how I was with my child and how the care I took with my child. The mother went in and lied on me, had all kinds of erroneous lies. Uh, Child support believed everything she said. Whenever I said anything, I had to prove it all. And
Yeah.
that's exactly how it is in child support. Whatever she says about you, they take it as truth and they hound you about it, trying to prosecute you on it within their court system. If you say anything about her, you got to prove it, and then after you prove it, nothing's done. Nothing.
Right.
This is the honest to God truth. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you my first experience with child support. I went with a friend of mine. I said, let me see just exactly what's going on here in this child support court because I've heard a whole lot of crazy stories and that they against the man, everything. I said, I want to go see for myself. I went with a friend of mine to the court, and before he got up there, they had a guy up there that he did the wife wanted to increase the child support. Now, I was looking for the wife. She hadn't showed up. What the magistrate did, who is not the judge, called the woman on speakerphone and
Mm.
held court, well, kangaroo court, right there with her on the phone. And the non-custodial parent, which was the father, he said, "What I don't understand is why I have to miss work to come down here, and if I
Mm.
don't come down here, then you put a warrant out for my arrest. And she's at home. All you do is call her, and we hold court over the phone on speakerphone for her." The magistrate was a woman. She got smart with him and said, "Sir, she's the mother," as though that's more important than the father. It's not. This is this unfairness and blatant disrespect of men has stopped Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah. It has stopped Thursday because this segues into, if it wouldn't have stopped, it would have segued into the passport bros, but again with limitations because it's bittersweet for those that are some that cannot get the passport. But now this way, like you said, like we talked about this earlier today, this makes it real good now
Yes, it does.
because you can get your passport and things. And I'm still going to say it's going to segue into the brotherhood of the passport movement, which I've been doing series on that and things. So we can understand the reason why, you know. So
Hmm.
yeah, we can and these are the things that brother Dwight, this is what Dwight is sharing with you guys, some of his experiences, his personal experiences dealing with the kangaroo court system, because it's not really the real court. First and foremost, you don't go. You mean when you talk about magistracy and all this other kind of nonsense, you know, friend of the court. If friend of the court does not mean, once again, we're talking about a real court system. Friend of the court, but it's not actually the court system. You don't have an actual judge, you know. You wouldn't have a referee and all this other stuff. So it's fictitious. That I do know for a fact because I have talked to a lot of people when we started talking about stuff like that. Because what Dwight was saying, what you have to know is that it's all unconstitutional. When you know the constitutional, you know your constitution rights. They they're not supposed to buffalo us, and this is how we are under this draconian communist type of regime that we've been going under, the uniparty, especially spearheaded by the Democrats. We are, you know, the attack on freedom of speech, the attack on our Second Amendment for the gun rights and so forth, the attack on our Fourth Amendment, Seventh Amendment, Sixth Amendment, Seventh Amendment. We are under attack on these constitutional rights because really they want to get rid of it. They don't like the Constitution. That's why I had a series before about the anti-American Democrats along with the Rhino Republicans. They hate the Constitution. They hate the American citizen, and they want to make sure that Doge go away to keep us forever lock, stock, and bound. And like I said, because I think if they would have been under ruling, things would have gotten much worse than just the friend or just with this child support stuff. Because we're talking about freedoms that we are God given that we are allowed to have. There's no person, nobody in power have the right to tell you and me that we can't go here and go there. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, yeah, I don't want to get too far off topic, but I felt that this kind of segue into some other things. But go ahead, brother Dwight.
Oh man, I'll tell you, man. I had there's another experience I had with child support, friend of the court. Back, I can't remember which year, 14, 15, or 16, maybe 17. Uh, Michigan was trying to pass House Bill, I forgot the House bill, but they were trying to have 50-50 joint custody. Man, I was invited to come to the town meeting by Joe Farley of Friends of Fathers.
Okay.
I got there. I met a few prominent people there,
Mm-hmm.
including the hometown hero Carnell Alexander, who was railroaded uh, through child support for a child that they knew was not his. That the woman pinned on
Hmm.
him
Yeah.
while he was in jail. He could not have no way of
Mm.
conceiving a child with her because he was in jail before she got pregnant. He was in jail after the child came out.
Yeah.
And he came out. All of a sudden, he getting letters from child support saying he got to report to court. He got a warrant out for his arrest and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, all while
Yeah.
this all happened when he was in jail. He had a little stint he did. I don't know how long, but she got pregnant before. She got pregnant after he was in jail. Had
Okay.
a child after he was in jail. He gets out. Now he's being bombarded with letters from child support demanding payment, threatening him. They actually put an arrest out for a warrant out for his arrest, and he was on the news. He
Hmm.
had to fight to try to clear his name up from that
Oh man.
fight. Why you got to fight for an
Exactly.
error that someone else caused? This should be handled immediately once it's found that it's an error. Once it's found that this was done wrongly, it should be immediately taken care of. And this
Mm-hmm.
is this, this the system that the Democrats have. If you're wrong, they take their sweet time uh, exonerating a man. They take their
Mm-hmm.
very sweet time, which means you can get in further trouble while they're taking their time. Uh, but let it be a woman. They
Oh yeah. Oh.
Johnny on the spot get
Hmm.
things taken care of.
Right.
And,
Exactly.
and this is the injustice that I hate about this system. You know, being unfair and unconstitutional, um, making everything great and gravy for the woman, and making it hard and difficult and almost impossible for the man. This
Right.
this is something that I feel need to stop. In fact, I'm gonna uh, sequester a letter to Trump regarding the unfairness that men. It's going to be a short letter, but it's going to detail the unfairness that men go through here in America with this judicial system.
Right.
And knowing him, he is for the rights and empowerment of men because he's been oppressed by the system.
Right.
And another thing I told people when about Elon Musk, he's head of Doge. I told people, I said, now you know something's going to get done about child support because why do I say that? I said number one, Robert F. Kennedy he had a sit down with Lionel Tillman, who is the author of Child Support is Fraud, and Lionel Tillman laid it out to Robert F. Kennedy how wrong it is that child support is one-sidedly favors the woman and miserably, well, they put men in misery. Uh, I said Robert F. Kennedy is going to go back to Trump and Elon Musk, who is head of Doge, and he's going to let them know what's been said. And it shouldn't take long for something to happen because number one, Elon Musk has to pay child support. He said he hated it. He hates the
Hmm.
child support system.
Oh yeah.
So if he hates the child support system and he's head of Doge, what do you think is going to happen?
Right.
Something's going to happen, and it did. Because Elon Musk has the ear of Trump, and he's the one who is making the government run efficiently.
Right.
So, but Trump was going to take care of that anyway because he wanted to take the power away from the feminists and the Democratic feminists.
Right.
That's one of the things he's got. And
Hmm.
from what I see, it was three legs of power that they had that he's working on. And I
Right.
can't wait till the day he gets rid of Violence Against Women Act. I can't wait.
Right. Exactly. I remember you was mentioning that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure a lot of us men will enjoy that one though.
Oh yeah, we will.
And things.
We'll all enjoy that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mhm. So, Brother Tone, once again, I appreciate you bringing me onto the show and having me speak and educate the men in the fashion that I did. I appreciate you, Brother Tone. Thank you, and
Oh,
God bless you.
it's all good, man. In fact, we're gonna have another one. We're gonna do another one because I know we still got to do the one of a virtuous woman.
Virtuous woman, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one.
Mhm.
That one is gonna be very soon. A virtuous woman. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and we're gonna talk about a lot of the things scripturally and break it down because ultimately, because that's the thing about it, the Bible does warn us. I got to say, it does warn us about the wrong type of woman. Even though it speaks in the Bible a whole lot about it, and that I just had it because the longest time when I used to read the Bible back then, I really didn't think that a lot of it centered around women. But when you think about it, it actually does.
Well, the thing a lot of people don't know, and the
Okay.
reason why they don't know is because of a few reasons. One is people don't want to know the truth because it will stop them from having the fun that they're having. So they don't want to know that. They want to continue uh, living life the way they live it because they don't want in their minds they're having fun, and the Bible will stop their fun. How do I know? I was like that. I didn't want to know. I used to tell people, "No, man, I don't even want to talk about God, Jesus, because I know I'm going to hell." That was the stupidest thing I could have ever said. The stupidest,
Hmm.
because yeah, I was headed to hell. That's
Hmm.
the show, and talking dumb, don't know that that's a place that I would never ever want anybody to go to.
Right.
But now that I know, I can I can act accordingly according to what I know, and I don't want to see nobody go to hell because that's a place of unspeakable. You can't even think of the torment and agony that that you will experience there. It is a hell is a place where no. Hell is a temporary place. Let me say that first off. Hell is a temporary place. Once you die and you're not saved, that's where you go. Once you die and you're not saved, you go to hell. That's temporary. But it's beyond belief. You can't even fathom the what it's like there. It's untold, unspeakable. You can't even think. You don't have the mentality to know or feel or think what hell is about. Is that bad? It's a place worse than that. A place worse than hell because hell, after you leave hell and meet God for the great throne judgment and you get your sentence handed to you because it's only one sentence. If you're in hell, you only got one sentence. It's not to be relegated to hell forever. In fact, where you going, hell gonna be thrown in there with you. So you know it's worse than hell. Called the lake of
Right.
fire. It's called the lake of fire.
Hmm.
That's the final destination for those who are not saved.
Right.
Yeah. So that now
Mm-hmm.
this is my area. This is my area right here on speaking on uh biblically how God intended men and women to live on this earth. And shoot, boy, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people just don't know that the where the problems come from. They just don't know. We'll talk about that when you decide to have when you decide to have that podcast on that, brother Tony. We'll talk about it then, and I will
Mm-hmm.
have no problem
Right.
imparting to people the knowledge, having them go. I will have them read the scripture themselves,
Mm-hmm. I
having them go in the
posted.
Bible. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
just posted a little something on what you were talking about there. I just put it up on, pinned it up a little bit.
God's plan, Acts 9:3-9, to offer salvation to Saul. Saul's conversion, repentance, a bright light shined, and Saul fell down. Act of obedience and faith. Now, when he saw that bright light and he fell down, you know who that bright light was?
That was Jesus, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was Jesus.
Yep.
Saul was well, you
Mm-hmm.
already I'm not gonna
Oh
since
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It's
I'm not gonna
it's
try
all
to
good.
educate you because you know.
Oh yeah, it's all good though.
Hmm.
It's all good, Dwight. It's all good though, man. I just because like I said, sometimes I do have. We talk a little bit about scripture, little things about that, every so often,
Hmm.
and things. But I said, yeah, just to kind of put a little bit of what you were talking about. I
Oh
said,
man.
now that I'm on my computer now and I have access to my notes and everything, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would like to say this here. A lot of people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that the reason why men and women are not getting along is it's a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have the discussion, I will tell the reason why. And a lot of people don't know that by men and women not having a harmonious relationship, harmonious marriage with raising their children, is the reason why the world is one of the greater reasons why we have so much misery and turmoil on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I'll explain that once you on your next podcast.
Oh yeah.
I was just giving a preview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to give the I want to give the answers to that until we have that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I one thing about it when it comes to family, living, and instructions under God biblically, I know that like the back of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and once again, a lot of people are going to be surprised. Some are going to be mortified
Mm-hmm.
when I tell them and then let them read it for themselves
Right. Right.
about
Exactly.
how things are supposed to be. They're
Right.
going to be
Exactly.
surprised, and they're going to now the simps the simps are the ones who won't change. The women won't either, but the simps are not going to change. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say that, and I'll leave that at that because if I go any further, I'll be letting the cat out the bag. He
It's
must stay
all.
there until you
Yep.
say let him out, brother Tom.
Oh yeah, it's all good though, man.
Yeah,
It is all good though. But yeah, this has been a really great live stream because like I said, I haven't did a live stream in almost a month. I want to say about a month or so. But I always enjoy doing them. But I treat this as a video because once the live ends, it's just turned into a video at this point. But
right.
yeah, but it's all good. And I just want to say for those some of my people that follow me and things, I got a private chat message. Somehow I got disconnected. Oh, that's you. Okay. Yeah. So shout out to Sherry and things once again. I mean, got it because Sherry has her own special. She got a little special heart sound over there. So for Sherry, shout out to you and things. And then we got a shout out to Omega. I haven't heard from you in a while. Yeah, Omega, shout out to you there. We got a shout out to Joe Mama, better known as John Yeah, John. What's that? I'm trying to think of the last name. It's been so while. Yeah, but John, shout out to you. Yep, yep. We also have 1,000 RR. Shout out to you as well. Yep. We also have Billy Wright, keeping it right with Billy White. Yeah, yeah. There we go. And we got a few others there. Angelica, I haven't heard from you in a while either. Shout out to you. You know, for the ladies, I always like to use the heart for the ladies. You know,
Oh,
there
that's
we go.
nice.
Yeah. And then last but not least, so I should say first, is Brother Dwight.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. Yeah, but I would
And
like everybody listening at this time, please smash the likes to help Brother Tone with his algorithms. And if you feel free hearted and want to help him with his podcast, please give something towards his Cash App if you feel that you want to, whatever you desire. Give some to his Cash App at $ some random guy speaks.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And
Hmm.
I appreciate everybody that came in on here. Walter, I appreciate you, sir. You came in here. Dan the Corn Man, you know, I think, yeah, he's been popping up lately. Dan the Corn Man. I believe he's like one of our neighboring states, which is Ohio there. Let me see here. Who else? I think that is mainly it for right now. So when we start to do it again, we're going to talk about the virtuous woman. We're going to talk about that, and that's going to be a very great topic to get into
I do
and
agree.
things.
I
Yeah,
do agree.
and
It
I'm
will
gonna make
definitely,
sure that you're here.
yeah, it'll definitely educate people. Some will like it, some won't. Some will accept it, some won't. That's
Hmm.
basically how it is with the word. Some people accept the word, some don't. And those who don't, you don't have to. Those who will, you'll be in better shape after hearing what we got to say.
Right, and a shout out to Barbecue Roadkill. He came in though, you know. I know he been popping in and popping off. Yeah, you know, I ain't been on in a while, and things though. But yeah, I get some people that from Detroit that come in here and check me out because you know I rep Detroit pretty heavy in a positive light. We talk about a lot of the eateries here in Detroit. We talk about places to do, Belle Isle Island, the Giant Slide, all the other great stuff, you know. How we got our miles, you know, the oldest hotel in Detroit, which is the Book Cadillac Hotel, formerly that was formerly known, but now they call it the Westin, but we know it as the Book Cadillac Hotel, which is the oldest hotel in Detroit. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, though, yeah, we're gonna go ahead on and get on off over here. If anybody else, you like, but yeah, barbecue roadkill came in and things, and I appreciate you popping in. Yeah, this topic, barbecue roadkill, man, was about child support, man. But you can check the video. You can check it in its whole entirety, man. Yeah, brother Dwight, I got him on here, native Detroiter and stuff as well, you know. So yeah, he was putting it down here, you know, reading what you see posted up here. And yeah, this is a beautiful thing for men, man, men's freedom, you know. Freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. No longer will we be under the shackles of this fictitious so-called court system, which is a joke kangaroo court of a court, which we talk about child support. But other than that, though, I appreciate you. I appreciate you all for listening, for watching, and things like that. I may not have my camera on earlier, but that's all good. Rocking the "Make America Great Again" cap, I wear it very proudly, even when I'm out and about. I got a black one too, which is the dark MAGA as well too.
I approve.
And yeah, yeah, brother Dwight, I got yours as well. You know.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so we're gonna wear it proud because we have a lot to be proud of in this country. But other than that, you have any closing words, brother Dwight, before we shut this down?
Yeah, I'll say um, it was a pleasure to be on Brother Tone's podcast to impart knowledge to the people, to the men especially, on his podcast. Again, I am an advocate for men. I am a person who wants to empower men. and get them the knowledge that they need to be able to be free from this oppressive, feministic, democratic system called child support. And I want everybody that had a chance to hear me speak to exercise your rights and go get yourself free from this system. If you have child support or you have arrears, get yourself free from this system by, if you're in anywhere in the United States, hire you an attorney to help get rid of your child support case. If you are in the Metro Detroit area, look up friends of fathers to help you navigate through this and get your child support case dismissed. Get your arrears. If you have arrears and your child is aged out, you have arrears. Get your arrears. Well, no, get your passport reinstated or licenses reinstated, because now they can't enforce the payments that you owe. There you go. That's the phone number. No, 0044. I'm sorry, Brother Tone. 0044.
Let me make a correction on that. Hold on 1
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. Friends of Fathers, the number is not 313-983-0044. Friends of Fathers. Joe Farley owns that agency, that agency, and he does an excellent job. I've had services performed by him personally. So I know the type of job he does. He does an excellent job. Very knowledgeable, and he will get you results. If there's a situation where you can't get the results you have, he'll put you in a better position than you were before. Because prior to this, child support had it locked stock and barrel where you couldn't maneuver unless they wanted you to. But now, with this executive order, you're free. You can be free from this system. So seek out Friends of Fathers, 19120 Grand River, Detroit, Michigan, or call them at 313-983-0044. And thank you, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to be on Tone's show. Everybody have a blessed day, and God bless all.
All right. So you heard it from Dwight, keeping it right with brother Dwight. So you heard from that. Give him applause as well. A special round of applause.
Thank you,
Thank
Brother
you
Tone.
guys for coming in, especially you, Barbecue Roadkill, man. I know you said that you would catch it, do the replay and watch later. Good information, and maybe some of it be some enlightening information for you with this particular bill that has gotten passed, I do believe. Barbecue Roadkill says, thank you, Tony and Dwight. I appreciate you for showing up as well, too. I remember you from before and things. Give a special shout out to Barbecue Roadkill.
You're welcome,
Uh,
Barbecue Roadkill.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we both appreciate you. Give you a little horn there as well. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, so this has been real great information. That number I got up here at 313-983-0044. Joe Furley, friend of fathers. Yeah, he worked with Brother Dwight, and I'm sure he's going to work with you as well. If you are a father that have been wrongly accused or persecuted under this fictitious court system that they call child support, you may want to reach out to Joe Furley, 313-983-0044. Give him a call. And as Dwight said, they have a friend of fathers in pretty much in almost every state. So you don't have to be subjected to the Michigan one, but I'm sure that you can be able to find friend of the fathers in any other state as well.
Oh man, sorry, Brother Tone.
Oh,
Hold
it's
on,
all good.
sorry. I'm trying to get this off. Something else
Oh
popped up.
yeah.
I can get to it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I do hear myself. Not that I haven't heard myself before.
There we go.
So,
I'm
but
sorry.
it's all good. But other than that, gentlemen, you want to give this number a call if you are having some issues with the child support thing, educating men and things. We're talking about this new ruling that was passed a few days ago by Donald Trump and stuff. So you may want to check this out. And this is an executive order. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. This is for the men. This is for fathers. Friend of fathers, 313-983-0044. Joe Farley. And this is always this is pretty much in every state, pretty much. A friend of fathers. You got a friend if you're a father or not. But if you are a father, you got a friend. I'm your friend, you know. Dwight is your friend. We're all friends here, you know. So many of you guys that are fathers that have been wrongly accused or railroaded, what we call it. We call it railroaded through this fictitious court, a kangaroo court, and paying child support, you know what I'm saying, until it hurts and some. Because we already know they don't care about men. They don't care how you get the money. They just want the money, you know, jail, incarceration, garnishment, loss of wages, and all the rest of the stuff, you know. So therefore, you got a friend with friend of fathers, you know. So other than that, take advantage of that information there. What you guys see up on the stage that's posted, this is exactly what it is. Once again, Trump is showing us as men, as well as just the country in general, in the things. Because right now we are going back to the Constitution. This was unlawful, unconstitutional. How if you are a father that been railroaded, is unconstitutional. Your rights have been violated, right? Under the, we're talking about the Sixth Amendment, the Seventh Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, right? And we already know the First Amendment, right? So therefore, yeah, you guys want to go ahead and check this out. And again, 313-983-0044. Joe Farley, friend of the fathers, friend of fathers. And like Dwight said, this is in every state as well. So this one is here for Detroit, Michigan. If you're in the Detroit area, where's that address? I'm going to have Brother Dwight tell you the address. Go ahead, Brother Dwight. Give that
Oh,
address again.
the
Yeah, it looked like we lost him again, but I do have the address here as well. The address is 19120 Grand River Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. I'll repeat, 19120 Grand River Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. That's the location of Friend of Fathers, as you guys can see up here, though. So I'm just spreading awareness. Had a guest on, which is a very good friend of mine, and things like that. Look like we got someone that know Dwight. That's Chump came on. D Holla, you know. Yep. So what's going on, D Holla? Yeah, I think Dwight would be back. Like he got knocked off here, man. But yeah, just with some of the people that he knows is showing support as well. The brother has a lot of information. We're actually at the end of the live stream, unfortunately, but you guys can do a recap and things like that. If you are a father and you are in need of information, be sure to check this out. Pull this fact sheet up as well, because this, when he signed an executive order, ladies and gentlemen, is right here with these. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put him back up on stage. Here come Brother Dwight right now. Yeah, I'm making it right with Brother Dwight. Here we go.
I don't know where I was at when I cut off.
Oh no. Oh yeah. I gave him the address, but you're more welcome to give him the address again.
Okay, again, that is Friends of Father. Within it's Friends of Fathers. Uh, Address is 19120 Grand River Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. And Brother Tone has the phone number up there if y'all can see it. It is 313-983-0044. Friends of Fathers, Joe Farley. He will take care of you because he took care of me and a couple of other friends. You will be satisfied with the performance. So, especially since the power that child support had to make your life miserable is no longer there. You'll definitely be satisfied with the performance. And back to you, brother Tom.
Oh yeah, it's all good. No, I'm not. I'm not Joe Farley, but my name is Tony. There, D Holla. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. I'm not Joe Farley, but I appreciate it though. You know, just spreading awareness though. Dwight came here just to share some information in regards to the fact sheet, in regards to President Donald J. Trump directs appeal of regulations that are unlawful under 10 recent Supreme Court decisions. So This is basically what he was covering. There's a bullet point, but the problem is that the print is very, very small here, and I have no way of enlarging it. But you can pull this down off of Google if you were to type this in under the fact sheet. Donald J. Trump repeals of regulations that are unlawful. You type that in, you can pull it up, and you can read what he has here about men and child support. How the system was rigged from the beginning. We do know that. So this is something that I want to start talking, and I'm gonna have Dwight here again. We're gonna talk about that. I do talk about passport bros. I do talk about things as men and what we should be doing and things like that. But I believe that things are going to get better in America now that we don't have any of that DEI stuff, that weird stuff no more, that transgender stuff, grooming our kids. We don't have to deal with all that type of stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? So we won the battle of that. This is about common decency, being normal again. You know what I'm saying? Coming back to things that we were familiar with before all this weird uh crap stuff, rainbow bright, this woke agenda type stuff. We're not under that type of system anymore, though. We're under a system of common decency, God fearing people, Christian, and things like that. The stuff that what made America great. So other than that, I believe it's going to get a lot better as the days go on. So yeah. So other than that, you guys want to check that out, brother Dwight. You got anything else to say on this? You may want to give somebody a tidbit again before we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, go right ahead. You got the floor,
Okay.
sir.
Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to my man D Holla. That's my man's.
I
He
know.
I asked him to tune in. He did, and I appreciate you, D Holla. Good looking out.
Shout out to D Holla.
I want to give
Holla.
a shout out to my man Big Walt. He tuned in too. And anybody else that tuned in that I didn't see on the comments and chat. If you tuned in and I know you, well, anybody, period, especially ones I know. If you tune in, I appreciate you. And anybody who tuned in, excuse me, I appreciate you because I'm here just to help men out with their lives so that they can not have this oppressive system oppressing them. I genuinely care for men because I'm a man. And based on my knowledge of the Bible, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do: uplift men, empower men, and help men. That's what I'm supposed to do. All men are supposed to do that, but a lot of people don't know the word like I do, and I understand because I didn't know the word earlier in life like I know it now, and it took some people to help me to get to where I'm at, And I just want to say I'm here to help men and get them the knowledge that they need so that they can so that life can be better for them and be free from this oppressive child support system. We have what we need now to get rid of it. I want men to take advantage of it. Again, seek an attorney if you are not in the Metro Detroit area. Seek an attorney to get yourself free from this system, whether it's child support that you're paying or you have arrears after your child has aged out. Seek an attorney. A lot of things that you used to you could find relief from does not apply now because once Trump signed the executive order, it took the power away from child support to be able to hold you accountable to the things that they say you have to do, such as those. It was a time when if you owed child support and you had arrears and your mother was on aid all the years of the child, you could file for an abolishment of your debt, whereas you would make a down payment. uh, I think the amount has changed in terms of the total amount. The total amount that they would have you pay used to be $600, and you had to make a down payment. I forgot that total amount too. But you make a down payment, and they would give you 2 years to pay off that amount minus what you paid towards the 600. After 3 months of making payments, you decided you want to pay it all off. it could probably be somewhere near 350 that you owe. If you paid off the 350 instead of waiting 2 years, you would be free of that debt. They would abolish the debt. I don't care if you owe $100,000 or you owe $20,000. If the mother was on aid, the duration of that child's life until they turn 18, you had that go to. You could use that abolishment to get rid of your debt, no matter what the amount was. If the mother was not on aid, you can't use that. You would either have to negotiate with the mother to get it to pay a settlement, a portion of the amount, or it stays there. But now we don't have to worry about none of that. You just, based on the executive order that President Trump signed Thursday, you can just see an attorney and have him dismiss it. Or if you're in the Metro Detroit area, go see Friends of Fathers, Joe Farley, and uh, he would navigate you on how to dismiss it. So I'm happy. I'm feeling really upbeat about this new executive order that President Trump has signed. I'm happy for the men in America because we have been oppressed for so long. I know all my adult life as a man, when it comes to my child and child support in front of the court, I had no uh, re, uh, uh, way of seeing any type of justice dealing with the child support system. But now we do, thanks to President Trump, y'all. A lot of folks don't like Trump. The people who are Democrats they're not pro-Trump, and I can understand why you're not. But I'm not going to bash you for being a Democrat. I'll just say one day, hopefully, you can see the difference in terms of what the Democrats offer and what the Republicans offer. Why I say that? I used to be a staunch Democrat. I grew up Democrat. One day, I compare some things between Democrats and Republicans. And then what also helped me to understand the Republicans better is when I found out when did it start and who started it and why it was started. All that made a significant difference in terms of who I pledged my support to in politics. Right now, I'm not a Republican per se. I'm an independent, but I side with a lot of what the Republicans, a lot of their agendas and issues that they speak on. I side with them because it makes sense. Democrats, I don't know, there's very few things I side with them on. In fact, almost none. So I'm not knocking them. If that's the party for you, that's the party for you, and I'm not gonna knock you. Same respect give to me. If I'm with, I have a lot of I have a lot of alignment with the Republicans on their issues. That's the way I feel based on what I know. Have the same respect for me. Just let's give each other mutual respect. That's the only way it should work. Mutual respect. So once again, Democrats, nothing against you guys and your policies. Me, I'm an independent, but I side with a lot of the Republicans' views and ideas. Give me the same respect. With that being said, I don't want to take too much more of Brother Tone's platform. He has been gracious enough to let me come on and speak and impart knowledge to the people. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Brother Tone. Thank you, Brother Tone. Brother Tone?
All right. Yep. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Was had myself muted.
Okay.
All right. I just posted this up again too. Under the 10 recent Supreme Court decisions, this action builds on Executive Order 14219, issued February the 19th, 2025. So you guys can look at this and pull this up. This is what reflects here on the stage, on the center stage, I should say. This is what Dwight read over earlier. He went through these steps here, and he keyed in on some of the most important ones here. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is a new day for men alike, where men that have been oppressed under the child support system, this is something right here that you should be rejoicing in things like that, which would explain why there are some women that do not like the fact that Trump has signed these executive orders and changing things around. Therefore, they have what they call a coalition. Even with black women, there is a coalition on Facebook of black women that are either contemplating or in the process of leaving America and things to other countries. And this could be one of the precursors or one of the reasons as to why they are leaving. They're leaving on other reasons, but this one right here is going to probably explain a whole lot why they're leaving. So I just wanted to point that out, posted this up and things because again, we all men and we all men have to stick together though, man. Because whether white, black, and other though, you paying child support. If it can happen to Elon Musk, he pays child support. I know he's like a billionaire, but he still pays child support. And as Dwight was saying, how he said that it was unfair to him, it would be unfair to anybody. If they can go after a billionaire like this, we don't have a standing chance, and you know what. So yeah, so I just wanted to point that out and things. For some of those that are coming in right now, welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks podcast show. And then we have a special guest here to me. One of my very good friends is Dwight. And Dwight is sharing knowledge in regards to what you see here on the stage, as well as giving his own situations that have happened to him. And before we go, I'm gonna probably end up having Dwight to talk about what has happened to him again and some of these things before we go. Go ahead, brother Dwight.
Okay. I'm gonna start with the when I first ever stepped in a child support court. I went with a friend of mine. I said to myself when I went with a friend of mine, I said I wanted to go in and see what is what is it like inside a child support court, because I had heard a whole lot of stories, horror stories about how they treat the man. And I said, I want to see if it's true. So I went in with a friend of mine. He had to go to court. And he I had to put the phone on because I was afraid I was going to cut myself off again. But anyway, got into court. We sat down, and there was a man that was in front of the magistrate. The magistrate is not a judge, but anyway, he was in front of the magistrate, and they were holding court to see if they could get the mother to come in. The mother didn't come in, so they proceed. The magistrate sat there and called the mother on the speakerphone. Mother answered the phone, and the magistrate said, "Okay, we'll hold court now." And the man that the non-custodial parent was there. His case was the mother was trying to increase the child support. So the man who was the non-custodial parent, he said, "What I don't understand is why I have to miss a day of work to come here to come to court, but she gets to stay at home and she has no job, and you're gonna hold court over the phone." The judge got smart with him and said, "It's because she's the mother, sir." And that I was so angry hearing that, because I hate to hear any put downs to a man over a woman. They put a woman over a man. I hate to hear that. I don't want to hear them put the woman over the man. If anything, make it fair across the board. But when you try to uplift the woman over the man, oh, that makes me angry, very angry, because that's unfairness at its best, or worst, for lack of words. So when I saw that, oh man, I said, oh, it's true. They are totally against the man here. They are totally against the man. They're going to hold court with this woman staying at home, and he has to miss work to come to court for his child support hearing, for his case. Oh man, that was unfair. That was my first experience, and from that point on, I was scared to step in. I said to myself, "I'm not going in. No child. I don't care how they call me. I'm not coming." Long story short, I had a child one day, and she put me on child support, and I ignored them, and then I got pulled over for one reason or another, and found out I got a child support warrant that I had no knowledge about. Went to jail and had to go to court, and shoot, man, I went through the motions with them people. And long story short, getting to the end of it, I was trying to get joint custody of my son, and everybody who knows me knows that I took care of my son very well. My son's mother fought me uh, for having joint custody. She made up lies about me. I had a situation one time where she was hollering and scolding my child for not telling me one day. One day he called me, and him and I was talking for a while. And after he got off the phone with me, he thought he hung the phone up, but he didn't. And so I heard the conversation between the two. He was about 12 years old then, 12 or 13. She was hollering at him and shouting at him, telling him he was supposed to tell me he don't want to come back over my house anymore. And he was crying, saying he didn't want to tell me that. And she said, I told you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what I say do. And he said he might beat me up if I tell him that. And then she said, he ain't gonna beat you up because I'll call the police and have him put in jail. He said, but it's still I don't want to tell my father that. And she had him crying and everything. I called my attorney at the time. I used an attorney. I should have never did that. But and I'll explain that at another time. Why not you to use an attorney? I explained it earlier, but I'll explain it again another time. I called my attorney three-way, had him listen to it on the phone, and we listened at it in its entirety. And the next time we went to court, which was soon after, because we were in a custody battle to have joint custody. Next time we went to court, the my attorney presented that to the court that I called him and he personally heard what she said and said what she said. The magistrate said, "Well, we can't use any of that because we're not here for something." She just looked past it. But anything that the mother said about me, which was a lie, she believed it, and I had to prove it. And once I proved it, there was no conversation such as, "Well, he's proved he was wrong, ma'am. You are in the wrong. Now we're gonna take action against you." Nothing like that was said. It was still after it was proven that what she said was a lie. It was still they had an attitude towards me. The court, the magistrate, the magistrate had an attitude towards me. Shannon Hainline, that's her name. Oh man, this is I keep whenever when I mentioned her name, there's another situation of an attorney that I know that knew her, and that attorney told me that she definitely hates men, and she does whatever she can to make men's lives miserable. That's another story. Man, the more I talk, the more stuff pops up. So I'm trying to keep it brief. So I had a hard time and still lost my case trying to get my son joint custody for my son. Still lost my case. Lost the case because the her attorney, my son's mother attorney, wanted me to see a psychologist, and because of the allegations that she had allegations that I had abused my child. CPS, Child Protective Services got involved. They did their investigation and found no evidence of abuse whatsoever. They even came out to the house and found no abuse. And my son's mother attorney said, "Well, I want him to see a psychologist." I already knew what that was about. The psychologist was a person that he knew. They were going to conjure up a story about what type of person I was, and have the court was going to side with it. So I told them I want to get my own psychologist. The magistrate told me it would be best if I were to take see the psychologist that they recommended. And I said, would it be against the law or will I be in any trouble if I got my own psychologist? She said, no, but it's best that you take the psychologist that we recommend. I said, no, I ain't gonna do it because I already know what that's all about. Y'all ain't gonna get me. I don't want to I don't want to see your psychologist so that he can write stuff in there about me and you go off of it. So long story short, uh, they didn't give me time enough to get my own psychologist. She just ruled. My son's mother, psychologist, wrote a scathing letter about me and never spoke to me about what type of person I was and everything. Never spoke to me, never saw me, never had me in his office. Wrote a scathing letter, and that's what they used to deny me of joint custody 50-50. So, I'm like, I know I done been through problems with this child support system. I have a file thick trying to trying to get joint custody of my son. Thick. It's a thick file. I still have it to this day. So I'm a person with experience of being ran roughshod over by the child support system. And to this day, I'm so happy Trump has taken the legs out from under FOC, friend of the court, so that it can't have the power to destroy men's lives like they've done me and others in the past. So that's my tidbit I want to throw in, brother Tom.
Okay. Excuse me. No problem at all, man. Yeah. And yeah. So I just wanted, Dwight to share some of his experiences in regards to how the system tried or actually railroaded him and things. Ain't no tried, they did, like many of you other guys out there, brothers out there. So yeah, so this is good information. We need to start having more of these male men situate problem, solutions to problems. But you guys can do the executive order, you guys can do the Google thing and check this out, and I would definitely read into it and see what's going on there. But we covered it and things, and this is what I posted here too. This is from Michigan as well too. And as soon as the child turns 18, support typically ends when the
Let me
child go right ahead. Go right ahead.
let me explain that typically because I know this backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Typically means that if there is no furthering of education past 18, and if they do go past 18, then child support can continue if agreed to by the mother and father, which that's a lie because they're going to take the mother's word. And
Right.
they can receive child support up until the age of 19, 20, I believe, uh, if they're in college. Wait, not college. They have to, like, if they failed and if they failed the grade, they have to repeat the 12th grade or something like that. Or if they are 18 and still in the 11th grade and they go until they're 19, then they can ask for child support up until the age of 19, I believe. Uh, they can receive child support up until 19, I believe. Yep. It's not 21 though. It's not 21. If my memory serves me correct, it's not 21. Uh,
Okay.
yep. That's it right there.
Okay. Sounds good. Hey,
Mhm.
you can see this pretty good, right? This letter here.
Yeah, I see it on. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's now
Yeah.
that I wish you had it like that before. This is very, very clear.
Yeah, this is something a little different, but yeah, I just had to go in there, readjust the font and things, but and probably what I'm gonna probably have to do on the other one too is I'm gonna probably have to go in here and readjust the font as well because yeah, it's not coming in good enough here. And you can see here, yeah, I'm gonna have to just readjust the fonts, but it's about the implementing of the law from the recent Supreme Court decision and things. So, yeah, so I'm looking at it right now here. Let me see what I can do here. And that way I can share this real quick. Let's see here. A new. All right, we'll go ahead and put this in here. What's going on here? All right. That didn't come out right. Hold on for one moment. That didn't show up right. Delete that. I don't know what happened there. That didn't show up right. All right. Let's copy this again. I think what's happening is that some of these forum pages, or not forum pages, but some of these websites may have tables and stuff like that in them. So they may not be coming in as right. But let me do this here. All right. I think that's better. I don't know why all that didn't show up right though, but style layout, I don't know what's going on with that, but okay. But at any event, all right, yeah. It looks like that might be the heading over there. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, copy that, do this again. Hold on for a minute.
Okay.
All right. Put that in a PDF. All right. And do that right here. Then we'll go back into all
Oh,
right.
Brother Tone,
Yep.
I'm looking at it. It says 19 and a half. I was partially right. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I was,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't want to. I figured was there. People better see it for themselves. But I got you though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw that already. But it's all good.
I see that
Mm-hmm.
there. Yeah. So I was
Okay.
partially right. 19 and a half.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I said I'll put that up there, and then that way people can see that. And basically, yeah, this is right here. There we go. So there we go. This is what you were reading earlier. How's that font right here? How is that?
Well, what I'm looking at, that's beautiful. It's to me, it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same.
I just made it bigger. I made the fonts bigger.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
up there on the center. It's up there on the center stage now.
It just popped up.
Yep.
I'm looking at my TV. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my TV, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yep.
Man, I wish I had it. I wish I could have seen that earlier. That looks so much better.
Yep. And this is what you were reading, number 4 here,
Right.
Michigan versus EPA. That way they can be able to see it right here for themselves here, and things. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit more than that. There we go. If I keep cycling through here.
Okay.
But yeah, these are, yep. You see the one here in Michigan right here.
Yep. Michigan
Mm-hmm.
versus EPA. I
Yep.
read that one.
Yep. You
Yeah.
sure did.
Yep. And
Mm-hmm.
it says violates. Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
now you had went away from it. And now you're
Oh,
back at it. Now you're.
okay.
I was reading number 4, but
Mm-hmm.
it was stating that that the Michigan versus EPA held that it violates the Administrative Procedure Act
Mm-hmm.
for an agency, which friend of the court is an agency.
Yep.
It is not a judicial branch of the government. It is an agency. It is not a judicial branch of the government. It violates the Administrative Procedure Act for an agency to promulgate regulations without properly considering the cost as well as the benefits. Agencies accordingly must repeal any regulation where the costs imposed are not justified by the public benefits or where such an analysis was never conducted to begin with. So that's just letting you know that they got to repeal all whatever penalties and judgments they imposed upon people. They got to repeal that. You can you can get you an attorney and go to court and have that taken care of. Or if you're in the Metro Detroit area, see friends or fathers, and they should be able to help you with that. Getting your case dismissed or being able to get your passport if you have $2,500 or if you owe $2,500 or more, allegedly owe, because I don't think nobody signed up. Well, very, very, very few men signed up for. Yeah, I want you to take child support out of my earnings. That's what I want. Very, very few men did that. Very,
Right.
very few. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I just wish this had came into play before that guy who's in the NBA,
Yeah.
paid that girl that $1 million, because
Hmm.
she don't deserve that. What she can do is give that child to him half the time, and she keep him half the time. And there's your relief on payments, on your financial relief, and your relief for having your you time. Give the father half the child. Give the father to the child half the time, and you keep him half. And there's no need for child support. You don't need Women don't need money to take care of a child. If they do, then they can. The best solution would be to give the child to the father. If
Right.
finances are your problem, you want finances to take care of the child, just give the child to the father. Then you don't have to worry about the father giving you finances. Give the child to the father,
Yep.
and then you'll be all satisfied. Then everybody will be happy.
Yep. Logically,
Supposedly,
that makes sense. Yeah.
supposedly, but we know the woman
Supposedly.
won't be, because she's trying to get money. That's what she's trying to do.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live, man. It's been great having you on, brother Dwight. It's
Thank you,
been
brother
really, really
Tone.
great. And other people that came in, D Holla, Walt, Walter, came in on here.
Hmm.
Then we also had Barbecue Roadkill that came in. Dan the Corn Man came in here today. Appreciate it. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. And of course, Dwight, I appreciate you as well. Though I got to give you all an applause there. There we go.
Thank you, brother Tone. I
Mm,
appreciate you too.
yeah, I
Thanks
appreciate
for
you
having me.
guys as well. I appreciate you, and I love having you. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do another live again. Other one is gonna be a virtuous woman. We're gonna be talking about that. Yeah, virtuous. Yeah. So
I
we're
can't
gonna,
wait.
yeah, we'll be talking about that, and I think that is mainly it. Yeah. So
Okay.
other than that, I'm about to get on out here. Got to make this money.
Get paid, brother Tone. Get
I know,
paid.
right? Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody that came in today. This is great information for men. We have something to celebrate, men. Once again,
Yes, we
there we
do.
go.
Yes, we do.
There we go. Got to put that in there for that sound bite. Yeah, and my favorite is simply this.
We will make America great again.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
We already know who that voice is, don't we? Yeah.
Oh man, brother Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Because with this child support thing, it's like you said, Dwight. It's an agency, and I call it as an evil agency.
Oh, definitely. Definitely an evil agency. And I
Right,
I I I rue the day that, well, the day is here. I ain't got to rue the day. The
right.
day is here. The day has been here since Thursday. Out of
Hmm.
Yeah, out of here.
Right, exactly. So
Hmm.
that's basically what it is, gentlemen. And now that you're going to be once this thing go in, like I said, you're going to be a lot of you guys are going to be free men where you can be able to get on that plane. Get
Music to
right.
my ears.
I know, right? Just
Yes.
let that sink in, though, for you gentlemen that are listening. Because I want to see you guys on that airlines, on that plane, with your passport, your walking papers. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Who knows? Maybe you and I will rub elbows with them while we're traveling overseas.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. I'm all for it. I am all for it. Yeah, all right. So other than that, though, you guys take care. Barbecue Roadkill, I appreciate you as well, man. And things. Like this is an all male segment here tonight, but it's all good. We do stuff for the ladies too, but yeah, this has been an all male moment, and yeah, I appreciate you guys. Dwight too. I'm about to shut it down. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you all though. Tear that like button up. Tear it up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, actually, gentlemen. Yep. Tear that like button up tonight. And I will see you, brother Dwight, later, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother Tom. I appreciate you too.
All right. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Please subscribe as well and things. And you want to hit the Cash App, there's my information down there. $, some random guy speaks. I am out. Appreciate you all. Peace and love.
Peace
I'm
and
out.
love. Yep.
All right.
All
Bye
right.
bye now.